I'm scarred for life, but I'm set for life, and I'm set for life, but I'm scarred for life, and I'm coming at you. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking psycho, fucking insane. That's the fucking chorus right there.
You nailed it,
That was
dude. You
good.
nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it, and you visually transformed into fucking Joe
Yeah,
Rogan there,
you
dude.
did.
You
Oh,
fucking
Joe Rogan. Yeah, okay.
yeah, you did. You visually transformed
That's
yourself into Joe Rogan. It was amazing. But yeah, here we are, and it's another Wednesday evening, and the party's just getting started. Ad hoc is and there is only half his head. We don't know what the problem is. We think he's inadvertently hung up a new widescreen TV in front of himself, but he doesn't know
Yeah,
it.
no. Okay, so hello. Operating off
Uh-oh.
the laptop cam that's down there. That's the problem. This one's not working for some reason. I don't know. It was working fine last week.
Yeah, but still, why would it be cutting off half your head?
That is the bottom of what you're seeing there is the back of the monitor that I'm actually looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, my laptop's down there. It's behind a bigger monitor that I have in front. And then
Can
I
you
have a
slide-
camera up above this monitor that is not working for some reason. I don't know. It's baffling me, actually. I don't know. I'm going to try to troubleshoot it, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I just let you look at my nose the whole time. I did a nice wax job on the nose, looking good.
Well, we can't really see anything of you, really. Just your jaw there. Just the jaw.
Jawline.
It's a good looking jawline. You got the little Amish going on.
Amish.
Yeah, a little potentially early Amish beard. It's early Amish beard.
The young yarmulke.
Yeah, that's what you got going on there.
Okay.
Also, I'm wondering if we need to. Do we need to re-record our opening? Do we need to remove our references to Joe Rogan? I mean, with all the issues he's having,
What issues is he having?
everybody's boycotting him, man. Everybody. Spotify's trying to step away from him, and
I had no idea.
oh yeah, he had all kinds of negative clips from his like all kinds of musicians are coming out against him. The Rock has disavowed him. Dwayne
Really?
the Rock. Oh yeah, some N-word videos involving him.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, where he talked about he went to go see back whenever Planet of the Apes first came out, and he went to go see it, and he asked the Uber driver, "Is this a good neighborhood? We going to a good neighborhood?" And the guy was like, "Oh yeah," and we went in there, and man, we were going in to watch Planet of the Apes. We walked into the Planet of the Apes, man. There was not another white person in the theater, and it just everybody, man, everybody's just like burnt. Yeah, he is fire right now.
Yeah.
Your volume just cut out, dude.
Oh, really? Fuck.
And now we've got the full-headed, the monk.
Full head?
Yeah, the full head. Unlike ad hoc, we only have half an ad hoc head.
Oh, yeah. That's a half head.
Yeah, it's a half ad.
Half ad. Doing that half ad.
Yeah, half ad. He's now.
Now there's no forehead. So what is that? Three head? We got a three head now.
He's closer. All right. Oh, there you go. Now we're talking.
Hey,
roughing it in.
Ring. Your volume is still down though, compared to where it was.
Right.
Is it better when I talk into the hood like this?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's much better.
It's much better. Sounds like
Much
you.
better.
Okay. How's my microphone? Yeah, there we go. Just humping my mic.
But yeah, I was just inquiring with
Am I coming in clear?
You're coming in clear. You are.
How about mine? Is mine better now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
So what's up, biggies? Did you introduce yourself to our audience tonight?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you do a reintroduction of us?
This the big room every Wednesday from 9 to here to come big room out the dark and that's hard. And coming out here, ooh, big room box big room up for you. Trade them in. You drunk me, go drunk you. Coming out there, big room style every week. Phoebe Rumble, King Ad Hoc, the monk, and who knows from all over the world, Romania, UK, you don't know, USA.
That was good. That was
That
awesome.
That was good, yeah.
That is definitely our new intro. Every week.
I can't do that every week, man.
That's okay.
I can't do that.
I'll clip it. I'll clip it.
You gotta clip that.
Clip that and replace
That was some good rambling.
Ramble on. Yeah. So yeah, early night for BB, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Whenever I've injected some energy. I'm drinking more ugly water right now, so we'll see how long I can hang in there.
Yeah,
right on.
And Princess Slay is at work, and she's gonna join us after work, and we'll make arrangements from there how to get her picked up and safely transported to somewhere safe.
Yeah, right on.
But yeah, man. Yeah, this is interesting news. T, did you hear? Go ahead, fill him in, BB.
I was inquiring ad hoc if we needed to, redo our screen opening to remove any references to Joe Rogan with all of the heat that he's been in the past few days.
What heat is he under? You mentioned this that he said something, I don't know. Tell me.
It had previously just been a vaccination thing where he was talking about
mentioned, right?
About the ivermectin and the horse medication, stuff like that, and spreading links to various websites that encourage people to stay away from the vaccination and whatnot. That was originally why Neil Young had put forth.
I remember all this now.
But now it spreads even more. A whole bunch of hip hoppers and rappers are threatening to pull all their music from Spotify because there was there's a whole bunch of videos coming out about him talking and the N-word, just using the N-word, and he's telling a story about back when the first new Planet of the Apes came out. I was going to go see Planet of the Apes. I asked the Uber driver, hey, is this theater a good part of town? And the Uber driver's like, yeah. And we went there. We went to the theater, man. We were going in to see Planet of the Apes. We walked into the Planet of the Apes, man. There was not another white person in the theater, and he just goes, and then he says he's like, oh well, yeah, Planet of the Apes didn't take place in Africa. That's racist. I shouldn't have said that. But then there's just a clip of him just and this and that, just saying with the hard, not even trying to go with
not even right.
Yeah, not even the gur ending, and just of it's like a 2-minute video clip of just different conversations of him.
Well, so he's rich, and
he is rich. He's rich. Do you know what Spotify pays him?
No, I do not. He never told me.
Spotify? I mean, that's Spotify, and then YouTube. His YouTube alone would make him a millionaire.
His contract with Spotify.
Hand to K-Rock, everybody.
Hey, drink. I know.
Yeah. Hand to K-Rock, making him drink. Hand to K-Rock, make him drink. Hand to K-Rock, making him think.
That makes me ask the question.
What? Are you drinking?
This is another ugly water night for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just ugly water.
Yeah, just some ugly water right now. And I might throw a little gin into it later.
Right.
Well, I'm looking to reverse the ugly water effect. But yeah, Joe Rogan's contract, I believe, is 10 years for his podcast to be exclusively on Spotify. And they pay him $100 million. over the course of those 10 years.
Wow.
Wow. So I mean,
So now-
so what is that a year? What does that come to? I mean,
Second, you figure that
Right?
right? Numbers are so big,
Man.
but yeah, dude, and so now Spotify's trying to put out fires. They're trying to figure out what do we do now? Do we step away from him? What do we do? And
Are we locked into a contract? And if we
Yeah.
break the contract, do we still have to pay him the 10 mil or 100 mil?
what?
Dwayne, yeah,
What?
Dwayne,
Was he
he
thinking?
and then he put forth an apology, and and said like, "Hey, that clip of me using the N word is,
It wasn't me.
It was
It
very
was a
wrong."
deep fake.
Was me?
No, he admitted it was him. He admitted it was him. But he said, man, that's like, those are like conversations from my podcasts over 12 years. At least a few of them are taken out of context. Like I recognized one of them for sure where I remember it was me talking, with the guys on the show about how television has changed and how, Fred Sanford used to say the N word on network television regularly.
Did he?
I don't know. That's what he said.
I
He
didn't
said,
think so.
he said Fred Sanford
I
used
don't
to,
remember that. And Red Fox.
And
Sanford's
that-
son.
and that Richard Pryor was the name of one of his comedy albums. That was that.
Mhm.
And we were just having a discussion like that. And so when I was talking about stuff like that, I wouldn't say the N word. I would just say the word.
Mm.
So at least a few of them, some of them were definitely inappropriate, and I shouldn't have used it that way. And I haven't actually used that word in years. So he's definitely trying to put out the fire. And
It seems like he's trying to be at least honest about it instead of, one me kind of thing. But
yeah.
I mean, which I would hope, because I don't know. He's an interesting character. Just when
He
you
is-
think he's, he's
Yeah.
an interesting character.
Yeah, but anyway, well, he's in
Bright Insight was recently on there. Bright Insight is a great channel on YouTube. About ancient history and such. Really, really, and archaeology.
Right. Well, he's definitely in the hot end of the swimming pool right now.
Hey, maybe that actually puts us on a better search engine,
Right? Yeah.
right?
We gotta start
Okay.
tagging our streams. Joe Rogan.
What?
Every
Joe Rogan
episode?
at least once. Every episode we say his name.
It
It's a
is that
ritual.
one. It's in the credits. It's in the opening screen.
It's in the opening credits of, I would say, 99.8, because probably only like our first 3 or 4 episodes don't have it.
Right. Yeah. The last year it's been 100%.
Yep.
Last year's been 100%. And
Well,
100% other shows.
I titled this Big Room meetup Big Room, Talkin Smack and Ketchup
Ooh.
Ketchup like
with a K.
tomato.
But
Pittsburgh style.
catching up and talking some smack. So this would cover
Ketchup
Joe
on the
Rogan
ketchup.
talking some smack
Mhm.
and us talking
Smack
on
flavored
Joe Rogan.
ketchup.
Right?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Smack flavored ketchup.
ketchup.
Excuse me.
Nice.
Schnois. Schneegels.
Well, what does everyone else got to catch up? How's everyone else's catching up?
That's about it. Good night. Bing.
Good night, everyone.
Let's see. Monk has been in complete studio time. The film I was on wrapped, so I got down. I'm down for a couple weeks.
Cool.
So a bunch of new paintings, some upstairs as well. I think there was like 3 or 4 paintings last week, and 3 songs so far this week.
Wow.
With
Damn.
Dream the Heavy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah, and we didn't have a practice on Tuesday, so I went through the jams and the TK scatting. Like, dude, when first practice we got together for a 2-hour thing, there were 8 songs that were pretty much written in 2 hours.
That's amazing.
And it was they're amazing. They come up like just a hook. Everybody chimes in. We kind of figure out a cadence. I come in with a vocal scatting kind of thing, and then it goes right to kind of a refrain, and then a thing. And it's up on one of those StreamYard. Is this no, not StreamYard? What's the one music thing there that the
Spotify.
kids use? I can't remember. But
SoundCloud?
Bandcamp,
SoundCloud?
is that what it is? SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually posted our first practice with all these scats. There's 8 songs. And if you don't actually listen to me making, if you're not looking for any real words, they're good songs. So all those songs, I had to write lyrics for that. But yeah, just in one day. Yeah, it's some good stuff. But anyway, so yeah. Lyrics and paintings and deep meditations. Hello.
Aldoc, are you trying to connect another device somewhere?
He's just saying hello.
No.
You
That's
see
it.
that, right?
Huh?
You see
I
that down
do
there?
see that.
Okay.
It said hello.
I don't know. I think it might just be this.
Well, someone typed. Oh, it's Mariah.
Hello, Slayer. It's Mariah.
We don't see any video though, Mariah. If we doesn't look like we're able to.
Get your words up.
It says the device is not connected.
Oh.
Yeah, got zero
Right.
video. No video.
Oh, have we got a video?
She probably has.
Yes, we've got a bloody video. 100 Big Room Bucks. What 80s sitcom is that from?
We reference
500. What was
it.
the name of the episode? 800. What was the band that played on the episode?
Wow, those are good ones. Those are all really good ones.
Mhm.
That was a proper progression of awards as well. I believe.
Yeah, and you can get all those points. If any of us knew how to do math, they'd tell you exactly how much that was.
Yeah, I didn't remember the numbers now.
Yeah, see, it's impossible.
14. I think it's 1,400.
It's impossible to know. 100 million.
100%. Hey,
Joe Rogan.
but
Yeah, but everybody's healthy. Everybody's happy.
good.
Yeah. If Jafar pops on, I don't think she will this night. She had some really cool news come to her as well.
Really?
Asking to head up a committee
Cool.
or something.
Oh,
She'll share it with you.
okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that deals with the
You
school.
think she might be able to pop on a little later?
She probably will not. She seemed pretty exhausted. After work, she helped out at the basketball game. Reffing.
Does one of the kids play basketball, or she just?
No,
No,
it's high school. It's JV and varsity. But she's one of the best referees they got.
Because her and her basketball knowledge. Yeah, she's got the
It's
traveling.
astounding. You wouldn't think. You wouldn't think.
The traveling and the blocking and the
And
charging,
the swoosh,
and
the swish.
and the
And she could rap
pointers and-
Curtis Blow
right
very well.
down the court. Yeah,
So
yeah, we gotta get some of that in there.
yeah, it's true. But anyway, yeah. What about you? What about you, biggies?
I had. Let's see. My news was I had initial disappointing, if not expected, news, but then followed up by good news. Where I did not win the Iron Riders.
Whoa!
Contest.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, the person that was my opponent has a number of novels
Mhm.
published.
Mhm.
So she has
A bigger following.
and it's essentially it's a voting thing.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a voting thing. So she had a
Right.
bigger database of people she could reach out to.
Yeah,
Right.
so
She's been in the biz a little longer.
yeah, so that was a little. I expected it. I actually expected it to go that way, but but then I found out from Angela, who I've been writing the reports, the articles, the articles and stuff for, and that we've been going back and forth in email.
Yeah.
That she forwarded my movie review articles over to the owner of Uproar Publishing,
Okay.
which Uproar Books, and they've published a number of novels and stuff like that. They're like a regular New York publishing place, and he's interested in publishing my movie reviews on an exclusive basis on the website they started up.
That's
So that would be cool.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so she's putting him
That's
in
good street
contact.
cred.
Yeah, so she's putting him in
that's
contact with
really
me.
cool.
So that was cool. And she was like, "Yeah," and then if he's okay with it, then I'll still publish your movie reviews after he does it. Or just be like, he'll have it exclusively for like the first 2 weeks or something, and then. So
Which
that
you
was
out
cool.
there could be a part of by going to BB Rumble's Patreon,
Yes.
and where you can get the exclusives before and during and behind the scenes and in the latrine and all this kind of great stuff that only you're through supporting the arts, supporting one of the greatest artists I've ever known and have collaborated with my entire life.
Nice.
You know?
Story.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw. I posted.
I was talking about him.
Wow, that's me. Posted a great quote from Carl Sagan today. I don't know if you. I posted it on Facebook and put it on my page. I thought it was an awesome post. Yeah, and I verified it. But yes, it's.
Can you
It
bring?
is a
You can
true
bring it
quote.
up
Yeah. let me
if
see
you
if I
if
can-
you go on Facebook. You can share the screen.
Duh, duh, duh.
I can
But-
bring it up.
In
Well, I
the
didn't bring my phone
meantime,
down.
let me just answer my own question of what
What
are
are you drinking,
drinking?
Ad Hoc?
well, I'm drinking
Ooh,
Kentucky
geez.
bourbon and Coke.
Okay.
Yep, in a Jack Daniel's glass, which is this is my favorite bourbon. It's half the price of Jack Daniel's.
Yeah,
And
Jack
it's-
Daniels.
Yeah.
Put a more a Rick on that one is good.
And it tastes like Jack. It tastes like Jack. It doesn't taste like Jim. It tastes like Jack. It's really good.
Mm.
Good bourbon.
I'm not a big fan of Jack myself, but
Oh, we're one of the worst hangovers. No, Jim Beam was one of the worst hangovers.
Jim, I do like Jack better than Jim Beam. I will say that.
What a
Yeah,
hangover.
Jack's smoother. It's got more of a caramelly taste.
I still gotta get you those bottles I wasn't able to give you when I was bless you. I wasn't able to give you when I was drunk in person. I still gotta get you those gifts from your birthday and
Oh
such.
yeah. Drunken pumpkin drublet.
Pumpkin
Drug-
yeah, right. But here you go. Here's the
What are you drinking, T? The monk?
Me?
oh,
This is I'm gonna have to come up with a name for it if there isn't already one. It is Hornitos Tequila. What
Oh, yeah.
am I drinking? With extra dry vermouth and 2 ice cubes.
oh, okay.
It's
That
not
sounds
bad.
interesting.
It's not bad. I thought I'd
Somebody
try.
told me of a drink that somebody made up at a bar. Like she loves it. It's tequila and cranberry. I was like, I
I
never
can see
heard of
that. I
She's
never heard of
like
that either.
really
But I can see
good.
that. But yeah, it's all right.
Old friend, old buddy Gary there, he had a famous tequila drink with tequila and a bunch of black pepper. You put it-
Really?
Yeah, shake a bunch of black pepper
Uh-huh.
into it.
I can see that because there's already a peppery kind of
Yeah,
smoke
yeah.
to
You
it.
would, you would shake up a bunch of black pepper, mix it up into tequila, serve it to you. Incredibly inappropriate name for the drink, but
Oh gosh. Well, we'll call it the Joe Rogan.
yeah, you can go with the Joe Rogan. Yeah,
The Rogan.
we none of us supported the name of the drink, but the name of the drink was that are now dead.
You're not
friends.
going to say it.
He's dead. He's dead. So that's what he gets for naming it this.
That's what he gets for Toll. The Toll.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to say it?
No, I probably shouldn't.
No need.
You can guess what it is. I mean, black pepper, so kind of looks like dirty tequila. Where's tequila come from?
Okay. I see this jive road.
Yeah.
All right.
I see
Anyway.
this jiveness happening right
Here's the awesome quote that I was referring to
Okay.
right there.
Say it in your best Sagan voice.
I don't know. I can't do so, but what an astonishing thing a book is. It's
I'll
a
be
flat,
saying, I'll read it.
what?
What an astonishing book. What an
Investigation.
astonishing thing a book is. It's a flat object made from a tree with flexible parts on which are imprinted lots of funny, dark squiggles. But one glance at it, and you're inside the mind of another person.
Mhm.
Maybe somebody dead for 1,000 years. Across the millennia, an author is speaking clearly and silently inside your head, directly to you. Take it over, baby. That's enough of that.
That's good.
Writing is perhaps the greatest of human inventions, binding together people who never knew each other, citizens of distant epochs. Books break the shackles of time. A book is proof that humans are capable of working magic.
Nice. Dude,
Yay,
well, you
let's
know
all
what?
take a
I
drink for
think
Carl
that
Sagan.
that's really great. I'll drink to that. But I could tell you this. If old Carl there lived long enough, that whole thing would have been about the meme.
The meme, that's right. Yes. That's right.
He would have
That's
just
right.
like, oop, delete book, add
Meme.
M-E
M.
something. M-E.
E.
Mimi.
Yes.
There's only one other greater Carl that I know on this whole planet. That's Carl Mundog.
That's right. That's right. He turned a whopping 69?
Oh, did he?
I think so. Or is it? I don't think this was the 70 year. I think it's 69 year.
No, it's a 70.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where was he born?
Does
Does anybody
he-
know?
Nobody knows.
He was 20 when I was born.
Oh,
But when was he born?
20 years before ad hoc. Nobody can know.
32.
What? Oh, 52?
52.
Yes.
Okay, so it was a 70 year. Oh, right on. A 70-year Carl.
Princess Slay, where you at? Princess Slay, hey, where you at? Princess Slay, on the mic. Where are you at? Come in, clear. Come in, clear. Coming clearly now. Are you out there, Princess Slay? Are you out there, Princess Slay? Carl Sagan's on the mic. Trying to get you on the horn. Hey, trying to get you on the horn tonight. Where are you, Princess Slay? All right.
It's good. That was good.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah, that worked.
Made me dance like a fool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Carl Sagan
That's the word.
Tuning in Princess Slay.
Yeah,
They're both out there somewhere.
that's right. Bound
knows.
together
Nobody
by
knows.
squiggles of the epoch.
These are the days
Epochian-
of our lives.
Epochian squiggles.
Like squiggles in the epoch.
Instead of Tupac, I guess.
Right. Mm.
Peppery.
Put some pepper in there.
Probably not a bad idea.
What'd you say?
Maybe what I see.
She liked the dancing.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you. Of course
And
you
she
did.
gave an LMAO.
Oh yeah, that's
That just
that
reinforced.
usually happens.
Yeah. Usually, most of the comments I receive are followed by an LMAO. Those are the compliments. Those are the compliments I receive.
Which I think is lick my ass off.
Right?
Is that what it is? I think so. Which I think would be a compliment in some cultures.
All right. Yeah.
Culture.
Most cultures, I think.
Most. Even the canine culture.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're really flattered by a person when you honor them with that
With
gesture.
the LM.
You're really into them, really deeply.
You're really into them. That's a gift. All right. Yeah. So ad hoc, how's your week been?
Cool. So Princess and I, well, let's see, we had off Monday.
Da, da,
And then
da, 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 da,
I worked yesterday
da, 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 da.
in Den. Yeah, everything's cool, man. I went over let's see, I I hung out with and met her mom.
Oh yeah, you were doing some work on her place for.
Went over there. Yeah, we hung out, had a good time.
Is that the first time meeting the mom?
Yeah, like a week ago, like right after my birthday. That was cool. And so yeah, we had a good time, hit it off, and then I she was working on a bathroom, so I went over there. They got that done. Turned out pretty good. Used the old skills that I had messaged the monk about doing some paper bead, and there's a plastic bead to create a real good sharp edge on a corner
of a wall.
And so yeah,
It's
so
not
there's
butt beads we're talking about.
Yeah, corner bead. It's called corner bead.
Mhm.
So I made some nice corners for her, and then last night I went and bought my credit score went up like a couple points, good enough that I felt confident for getting a credit line at Circuit City and pulling the trigger on his 55-inch flat screen to put.
Dude, I just bought a 55-inch flat screen yesterday.
What?
I bought it. Dude, we're 55. We're 55-inch flat screen bros.
Wow. On the
That is
7th? No, that's the 8th,
weird.
right? Is that the 8th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I got it yesterday.
Wow.
I mean, I don't have it yet, but I ordered it.
Okay. I went over and got mine. I got it at Circuit City. It was at the end. I had shopped at Costco. And
look at BB's face. He's blown away.
It's fucking crazy.
That
Dude.
is crazy. That is a big room synchronicity. We need something to cause big room synchronicity.
Dude, we definitely need some.
I mean, it's not like we're not. The three of us don't necessarily run in the crowd where we go out and casually buy 55-inch TVs on a regular basis. So that's just like that is fucking crazy.
Dude, that just goes to show us.
There it
big
is.
Synchronicity is in the house.
Synchronicity.
Yes.
Synchronicity.
Man, that is pretty wild.
That's poopy.
That's a kook and a duke.
That's
drop.
kooks. That's a kook drop
That's
right.
a kook drop in the duke bucket.
Ooh, it is a kook drop in the.
There's a kook drop in the duke bucket right there, man. That's unbelievable.
It is.
Well, I will recommend BB. I also bought a 5-point sound system by Vizio. And it's the cheapest one that has really knockout quality on sound. And it's so awesome because it has the sound bar in front, and then behind you put a subwoofer. Comes with a subwoofer and 2 little left and right speakers.
Yeah.
And it does the THX surround sound amazingly. Nice. Like, it's perfectly balanced. It's awesome. $180 for that system. You could spend more on. They have Polk, they have Bose, but this thing is like, I was really impressed. I checked it out at Costco. They have a demo down there, and I was like, this thing blows. It blew me away. So I got that and put that upstairs, man, and it's awesome. So
I got one too.
So they're able to like lay in bed, see this huge screen. I mean, full cinema.
Yeah, I got I got a sound bar with a 3D surround system as well.
Yesterday. Okay, look at that face.
Connected to the TV. They connected to with the TV. I mean, it was a separate thing, but I got a cute. Let me see what mine was.
Mine is Vizio. I went with the Vizio brand.
Mine is. Hold on, let me see. Fucking kooks.
That's a kook drop in it.
Mine's a Samsung. A Samsung HW260T.
Oh, look at that. Kids love the chair.
Right?
It is a little chair for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a Samsung HW260T soundbar with 3D surround sound and acoustic beam.
Ooh, acoustic beam.
Yeah.
Wait, so how many speakers does that? You got the beam, you got the subwoofer, and then you got the 2 little speakers.
Yeah, it's let's see.
This one.
Acoustic soundbar with 3D surround sound and acoustic beam.
Look what it does to your floor.
Yeah. Oh man, it's balanced perfectly. Like
You're gonna
the
get a worm
subwoofer-
sign with this.
Yeah,
Worm sign.
immersive 3D theater quality sound. Sound that wraps around you.
And deafens.
Yeah, it's got the beam. It's got two things that go in from the back, and then a subwoofer and the sound bar.
Real 4K.
Crazy.
That is kook. That's a
That
big
is kook.
in the kook bucket.
I can't get over the kookiness of that.
What is it again? A kook drop in the
Kook drop
Duke
in the
bucket?
Duke bucket. Yeah, kook drop in the Duke bucket.
You know, every time I hear it, it makes me wheeze, and it erases what I heard. So every time I hear it, it's like hearing it for the first time. It's great.
Right, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that wheeze that I do is like dragging the
It's
needle
trying to-
across the
right.
record backwards, erasing.
Right.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you, BB. Did you also? So you're?
But
Are you going to mount
the
this? Are you
trifecta.
going to wall mount it? Did you buy the
Yes.
wall mount as well?
Yes.
You bought the wall mount.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I
that's
was going to recommend a good wall mount to you because this wall mount I bought is awesome. It's like the flattest wall mount you can get. There's no.
I bought it, but mine is. I'm keeping my TV in the same place, so I bought a corner wall mount. It's designed for mounting your TV in the corner of the room.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait, is your TV already in the corner?
Yeah.
Oh, right. But it was sitting, and now
right.
it's going to be wow. Oh, cool.
You're going to have to find probably a stud to mount.
Oh,
that.
we did. We already got it. We got him.
It's me, baby.
We already brought over. Adrian had a stud finder.
Nice.
Is that what was going off in my head?
Yeah, I brought it over. So we've got you take two
Beeping.
studs, one on each side of the corner, and then you put the you drill it in there, and then it holds it. Yeah, we measured it so that we knew.
Nice.
All right, it'll fit within the door frame, and
man, you needed a TV upgrade because that's where you do most of your TV watching.
Yeah,
and that way you could even see it from where you are, even.
Yeah, because this is like a small. This is like a 37-inch screen.
Yeah.
This is like this will be 55-inch.
It's movie quality.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be, and it arrives on Saturday. So.
And what brand did you get? The screen for the TV.
Oh, I know the answer to that. Don't think I don't.
I don't. You.
I can guess probably. Did you get Scepter?
No, it was also for the TV.
Scepter, wicked Scepter.
What did you spend on it? 400.
The TV was also Samsung.
Okay, well then you spent probably 500 on that.
Yeah, it was
400, over 400, I bet.
No, it was a brand new model, 2022, and it was originally at 800, but it was on sale for 650.
Man, think of that though.
Yeah, mine's a little.
Just 5 years ago, that television not only would have been not available, it would have been $1,500.
Yeah, and
just 5 years ago.
The other thing is, it's a smart TV with the Amazon Alexa built in already.
Nice.
So I can turn. I can.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
So you can listen to everything.
But yeah, so I can.
Alexa, so good.
I can turn it on, turn it off just with my voice now, and I'll be able to change the channels and do whatever with the TV.
Wow.
Oh, that's great, Biggie.
Yeah, I don't even need I don't need anything hooked up to it at all. It's just once you connect it to your Alexa, you can just say, give it the code
Pickleball
word.
Championship ESPN.
Yeah, pickleball.
They have
show me pickleball challenges.
They had a
show me cornhole finals
and pickle hole challenge.
I wonder if that would work.
They have it, dude. If I get ESPN the other day was covering the cornhole championships.
Humans like what they like,
and showed this unbelievable. I mean, these people are unbelievable. The cornhole challenge. Oh man, the amount of skill they had in cornhole
really
was they all got different. They're going for the swoop. Going to put it directly into the hole so it didn't slide in at all.
Oh
wow! Then they had the backswing where they'd go for the back of the hole and put a reverse spin on the sack that they're throwing. so that it would hit the back of the hole and then flop back this way into the hole. Oh,
And there's different points for each entry.
no. It was all about did somebody throw like a blocking sack, like to try to block you from being able to get into the hole?
Wow.
So much strategy in the cornhole finals was unbelievable.
Sack challenge. So many
Yeah, it was
cornhole
unbelievable.
sacks. Cornhole on
Yeah.
the sack.
Man,
Yeah.
that's hilarious
Some of the
and
jokes
awesome.
in
at
there.
the
And
same time.
and they didn't bother to change the name.
$10,000 prize for first place. $10,000 prize.
Well, that you have to split though, and they don't pay for your hotel room
For-
from what I
or
understand,
travel,
your
yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but it's cornhole. You're gonna get cornholed in the end.
Yeah.
I want to come back to this TV just for a second because
Of
at
course.
Circuit City, they have what is called the Amazon Fire TV. It was
Oh, yeah,
discounted
yeah.
$150, and it was $430,
Okay.
and it might have been $432. I don't know if it was $432. I should have purchased it, but it was
Right.
$430. It was like $30 more, and it was also 50. I think it was either a 50-inch or 50. I think it was a 55-inch actually.
Right.
But the picture quality looked awesome on it, and it had the Alexa built in. And I was torn between that and the LG because the LG, I just been looking at picture quality, and I really liked I knew I loved the picture quality on LG compared to everything. And it
Right.
was like when I was there in Circuit City, they had already closed, and I was dealing with the sales rep. Like,
So when they all left, I came out and I watched all the TVs.
No, I didn't want to keep doing it any longer, and I was just like, man, I just give me the LG. I gotta get out of here. So
Right.
that was the deal. So I got the LG instead of the Alexa, app TV. So
Right.
That's what it is. I mean, I could return this if I wanted to, but I'm really happy with it. It is a beautiful picture.
Yeah, this one is a smart
400 bucks.
TV. Yeah, I mean the one that I got is also a smart TV, so it's got it's got the ability to load the apps like the Netflix and the what else.
Like I unfortunately have to use a remote and hit the
ha ha.
yeah.
Caveman.
Ancient alien caveman.
What is this remote you speak of? It's
Yeah, man.
Somebody say Remo, Remo, Remo. What like how much for that?
A newspaper that burns in the sand.
And the headline reads, "Man destroys man."
Good
Nice,
job, BB, pulling out the first line.
All right, that's what 800 more.
What for? What?
The name of the song.
The name of the song, the group, add on another 200, and double it for the movie. Who are they referring to? Who was Remo?
Right.
Wow.
Who was Remo?
Everybody say Remo.
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 There we go.
Slay. What you
Wizard
say?
Beer presents.
I was too wrapped up in everything else, man.
Well, look at the architecture in that place.
What up, Slay?
Hello.
At the drum bar. She's at the drum bar.
I like that. The look of that place. Looks like an
That's
airport
where I
or
use
a
sound
Met.
sometimes.
I have a feeling she's gonna be bouncing in and out.
Yeah. You know what? I have to go get my phone so that I could pull up certain things. I'll be right back.
Sure.
What up, Slay Dog?
Dogs.
Slay Dog works awesome for dudes. It does not work for girls. I'll say Slay Dom.
Right.
Slay Dom. Slay. Where are you today? Her earphones aren't working.
Yeah, I got the Samsung thing that I got is it's called a quantum HDR with 4K
Mm.
and it's got a quantum processor.
Yeah, mine has the quantum processor,
Yeah.
but it's I think it's called QLED.
Yeah, that's what this is, QLED, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that sounds awesome, man. For sure.
Yeah.
The Samsungs are amazing. I saw those over there. The quality is so crisp. Like
It's
it's
insane.
outstanding.
I can't.
It's a beautiful
It's
picture.
just still too kooky. It all happened on.
Yeah, unplanned, completely random. We both bought a 55-inch TV on the same day.
I'm gonna tell K Rock when I see her, and she's gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of here."
She got that's her words.
That's
Yeah,
exactly.
and
what
I
she
was
said
torn
exactly.
between that Amazon one too because they had it marked down. It wasn't the Samsung is a manufacturer. It was like
Yeah.
a different manufacturer, but it's called the Amazon Fire TV, and they had it on display. Picture was beautiful, and I know with Amazon, like they're such a rich company that sometimes they do give their technology away at really great discounts. But I don't know. I just couldn't pull the trigger on it, so I just went with like a more familiar.
Ramo. Ray Dawn Chong lives on Beach Street.
Ray Dawn Chong. That is her name. That's right. Cheech and Chong's daughter, Ray Dawn.
That's right.
Well, yeah, not Cheech and Chong's daughter, but
Yeah, they had a baby together.
No, they did.
Adopted.
They
and
did.
named her Ray
It was
Dawn.
they did a splice. It's a botanist thing.
right.
Booked a sunny Verbo ski chalet.
No.
What up,
no.
Slaya?
Hey, I can hear you
Slayer.
now. That's better.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
Much better.
Hey.
Hiya. How was Wyke?
Kitty.
Oh, extremely easy. Very good.
Awesome.
Busy on a
I got
Wednesday?
No, it was very
Easy. She said easy.
Oh, easy.
Oh. We want easy.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Easy's good.
Uh,
I just drank half
Well,
the
I'm
bottle,
easy.
so I ain't gonna come pick you up.
I got to jump back to the thing real quick.
Come on, it's empty. Look at it.
Look at it, emptiness.
Empty.
It's impossible. I did that.
What year do you think that the movie Beach Street is from? What year is Beach Street?
1982.
Ad hoc?
Man, I think it's gonna be 81.
Slay, any idea?
I'm gonna say
I don't know if you've ever
83.
seen
I'm
that.
gonna go with 83.
83.
Okay, all right, I'll stick with
Well,
83.
you know what? That's where my mind went also. You are all correct in the monk's mind, but you're all incorrect.
Actually,
It was
87.
1984.
84. All right, Slay wins because she's the closest. Price is
Yeah.
right.
I know, that seems a little late, doesn't it? I'm sure it
Yeah.
was probably filmed then and it
Nah,
took
that's
a while
about
to
right.
release, but
All right. As soon as
still,
I say
84 was a huge year. Huge year for music, and apparently now, great
Movies.
cinema.
Right.
I
I just
Yeah, I
watched
mean,
the
that's
most
good.
recent Ghostbusters.
Oh, by the way, Synchronicity, I think, was around that time as well. And how was the latest Ghostbusters?
I liked it. I thought it was it was a good good callback to the original.
Thank you for calling Ghostbusters. How can I help you?
Yeah.
It wasn't the Girl Busters one because they did an all-girl Ghostbusters.
That was
No,
funny.
I didn't see that one yet, but
It was fun.
that one was outside. That was outside the timeline, right? That was like a separate.
Correct. That was a multiverse thing.
Yeah, this one was following up on that timeline. Took place.
It's
Yeah,
like-
it took place 40 years, after 38 years, whatever, after the original.
38. And
And it was good. I'll tell you, I thought it was either going to be a Paul Rudd or the kid from Stranger Things, that Finn Wolfhard.
there was both of them.
They're both in it.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a vehicle for one of those two, but the girl that plays the daughter,
Oh, she's the lead.
it's really her movie, and she's awesome.
Oh, good.
Like, I haven't seen her in anything else, but she was fantastic.
Great.
Playing Egon Spangler's granddaughter, and
Awesome.
and they do some really great tributes to Harold Ramis.
Oh, good.
Yeah, obviously passed away, and but they definitely do some great. It's basically following on his storyline, and you see what happened to Harold, to Egon, and then he goes through and then they do some good technology to bring some tribute to them. So it's definitely worth. Yeah, there you go.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, that girl right there. The girl with the glasses.
That's the young Liz Lemon.
That's
Liz
her right
Lemon.
there, yeah. Clearly, though, they're marketing it toward the Finn Wolfhard fan club.
Right.
I don't know what Finn Wolfhard is.
He's the kid
that's
from
that
Stranger
person?
Things. Yeah, Stranger Things.
We're not going to watch all that, right?
No, we don't need to
Right.
watch all that. No.
Looked pretty cool
Right.
though. Looked like they took it pretty seriously. Like they were trying
It
to
was
make
good,
it.
man. It was good storyline. Did not fall prey to the Ghostbusters 2, era, era of
Ego.
the first movie you fought a god, and the second movie you fought a bad wizard.
Mad Wizard.
That just doesn't work. That's a downgrade
Mhm.
in villain. So they did a good job of upping the ante again, and good special effects, funny, funny, everything tied in with the cameos and such weren't over the top, but they played good roles, and
I like the look of the footage. They did a lot of that.
it's
the
definitely
kind of
worth-
flares and
it's a little under 2 hours. It's a fun movie. It's worth checking out for sure.
okay. And what vehicle is it on right now?
I think it's only on demand right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I
On
think it's-
demand.
Yeah, on
Which
demand.
I saw, speaking of things
You
that
watch
were
that
on
tonight.
demand and are not anymore, is the Immortals? Is that what it's called? Marvel,
Eternals.
Disney, the Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haven't watched it yet.
I watched it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I got Disney. And what'd you think?
It's good. There were some. It's very. It's outside of a lot of the rest of the Marvel timeline,
Hmm.
but it does set up what could be, the next big bad. It goes a little more into the Celestials, and gives you
Oh,
an
nice.
idea of how powerful they were. There's a, the very end, like the post credits on the first. There's 2 post credit scenes, one in the middle and one at the very end.
Good to know.
The one sets up a good, once you see it, and then investigate whose voice was that, because there's a voice. You hear a voice.
I always hear voices.
Once you identify who the voice is, you can kind of get an idea of where that's going.
Okay.
But yeah,
Fun.
it was again good graphics. I was a little worried that they were going to try and make it all about J-Lo. Like I thought, or not J-Lo. What's her name?
Mrs. Pitt,
What the fuck is her name?
Angelina J-Lo.
Yeah, Angelina J-Lo. I thought that maybe it was gonna be a thing like, oh, they're gonna, but they didn't. She played the role as part of a big ensemble cast, and it was good.
Right. Cool.
And
All
Yeah,
right,
What's
cool.
that called again?
the Eternals.
Uh-huh.
But it's definitely worth watching if you're into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's definitely.
Pantheon.
worth watching just to get night because they still haven't. I mean, no one's clear on who the big bad is now in the next phase. I mean, Thanos is gone, so
Mephisto.
what's the next big thing going to be? Yeah, there's a lot of talk about Mephisto being there. There's a lot of talk about Galactus since they've since Marvel has reacquired the Fantastic Four rights.
Fantastic Four.
So a lot of talk about him coming in. And then there's the rumors of the next. I mean, when Iron Man came out, the original Iron Man.
Slade's favorite.
When
Which-
the original. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. I'll come back to trivia.
When
after
the
this. Go ahead.
original Iron Man came out, and I saw it in the theaters. Yeah, and this was obviously before Marvel successfully pulled off what they.
It was
pulled
the
off.
first Marvel Studios
production,
feature.
where Marvel bet everything. They bankrupted their entire. They mortgaged their entire company. If Iron Man failed, there was no more Marvel Comics. It was over. Like they mortgaged everything.
Wow.
Hey, K-Rock.
That's amazing.
By the way, as a quick, I'm telling you an unrelated story right now, but as a fascinating input, yesterday,
Yeah. Oh.
Adam bought a 55-inch flat screen TV with a soundbar.
Yesterday.
A 5-point surround sound.
The 5.1 surround, yeah, the exact same day.
And a hanging unit, just like you guys did. Too.
Yeah, and a
That's
wall,
3.
and a wall mount.
Slay.
He bought a
BB
wall
Rumple
mount.
bought a 55-inch flat screen TV yesterday.
I know, I heard that.
Oh, you heard it. Okay.
We all gonna do
It's
in our little
crazy.
movie theaters.
Yes, we just upgraded our lives in 2022, bitches. That was a life upgrade.
We can
That
watch
shit's
Immortals
freaking sweet.
and Transformers and go.
Right. But anyway, what I was saying was that that Marvel mortgaged everything for Iron Man, and
Drink time. Silenced by the hand of K-Rock. Jenny Cream, ayo.
still hitting it out.
It's the last one I have here.
Okay, but that if Iron Man failed, Marvel was gone. The fact that it pulled off the way that it did was unbelievable, and then that they success because when that first post-credit scene happens, and Nick Fury appears and says, "I want to talk to you about something." The Avengers Initiative. When I saw that in the theaters, I was like, you can't do the Avengers. That's impossible. How are you gonna get because
Too much setup. It's a
you're
whole
gonna have-
world.
Yeah, you have to set up so many characters, and then what? You're gonna get all these major stars to appear in the same movie? Get out of here! That's ridiculous. And then they went about the next 15 years building a world where they said, "Hey, everyone, here you go," and they
It was what we discussed. Was we were hoping for growing up. Like, why does each movie have to be its own thing? Why can't they, just build the universe? Go to the comic book. It's already written.
When I rewatch the original Avengers,
Which I worked on.
yeah, when I rewatch the original Avengers, when there's that scene where the fight's happening in New York, and the camera falls down.
The
and
power
circles-
scene.
Yeah, circles around them all. I
Power
still
fantasy.
get giddy. I still get like that. Those so Avengers was the impossibility in my world.
That's right.
Back then, well, now the rumor is
What's the next push?
it's Secret Wars.
Right.
That they're going to do a Secret Wars series of movies.
And that'll tie in Venom.
It will tie in everything. I mean, because you'll have Galactus, you'll have the Beyonder, you'll have
Right, which they brought in the Beyond. They brought in the Watchers
the
as well.
Watchers, right? Yep.
With the what ifs. So
Yep.
interesting. That would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge. I mean, it's obviously
All right. So okay. So this is the trivia I was going to do that the lads and I just did today. The Chillins and I. So the first Marvel movie Okay, I got two more. Okay, that'll be two triggers. The first Marvel Studios movie was Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
What was the first movie based off of a Marvel character?
You mean before?
Before
Ever?
Marvel Studios, ever. The first full-length feature film based off of Marvel characters.
He-Man.
Ah, that's a good call, but no. No, I don't know if Marvel actually was He-Man, but that's a good call.
I don't know. I just know he's
Um,
old.
I mean,
It's around the same era, actually.
yeah. I mean, there was. Yeah, there was there was
And there
a
was. Hey!
there was a Captain America movie made back in the early 80s. There was a Fantastic Four movie made by Roger Corman, I think, back in the early 80s.
Wow.
Um,
Must have been the late 80s.
I'm not sure what you're. I'm not sure.
It was, drum roll please. Anybody?
I don't know.
Come on, do a drum roll. Everybody, come on, let's hear it. I just wanted to hear that. ASMR. It was Howard the Duck.
Oh, Howard the Duck. Okay, yeah,
It was
yeah.
86. Howard the Duck.
Damn, that's crazy. That's
I know, right?
Yeah.
Howard the Duck with
that was the first one that got with Marty's mom, Marty McFly's.
yeah,
sorry.
and the principal from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, was he in that too? Oh,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the bad guy.
He was the main bad guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot about that.
Wow.
But he was the main bad guy in The Golden Child.
No, that wasn't him.
Oh no.
No, the main bad guy in The Golden Child was the father, the father of he was in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, the father, the guy who played the father of the Lannisters. Of the
Oh right.
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
guy from-
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy
Yep.
from
Oh yeah.
the guy from Howard the Duck
Mhm.
and Ferris Bueller was the guy who got in trouble with the
A pedophile thing.
pedophile videos. Yeah.
Tapes. Wait, what was the other? Wait, there was some other trivia that came out of that I said, oh, I just remember something else. It'll come back. There's another good trivia. What was the last film that our friend, well, we met him anyway,
Yeah.
Stan Lee, what was the last cameo that he made? What was the last
Oh.
movie that he got to do a cameo in for the Marvel
The
universe
one
or
with
any?
Thanos? The Avengers?
The last. That's a good question.
What is it, Slay? You're on to it.
It's Avengers with Thanos. The second one. The second part.
Endgame, you're saying? Endgame was the second part of the event.
It was Endgame. That's
yeah,
correct.
Endgame.
That's right. With your powers combined, you got Endgame. Yeah.
So sad his dad. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
He's
but
like-
I
he's
kind of
like the
choked
Hugh
up.
Hefner of Marvel.
He's the Hugh Hefner of Marvel. It's true.
Yeah.
But I kind of got choked
They
up
refer
thinking
to him,
about.
right? The one guy says, "Hey, Hef," in one of the things, I think it was in one of the Iron Man movies, he appears, and Tony Stark refers to him as Hef.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he's there, and Tony Stark's like, "Hey, Hef, how's it going?" And it turns around and it's Stan. He's like, "Ah." And he
Oh,
doesn't-
right. In the thing. Gotcha. Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But I kind of got choked up in a way with the realization that, because the Chillins and I were talking about as I was driving them out to school today, and that he made it to Endgame, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, man, well, I'm glad he was there for that aspect, because that's kind of the full scope tale almost from him and Pat Ditko from Johnstown, and apparently we're related to, by the way, Ad Hoc. Not Pat Ditko, Steve Ditko. From them penciling and their ideas, like playing D&D essentially,
Yeah.
and then fighting and fighting and fighting all those years to keep all those stories alive to Endgame, and that was his last sign off as well, was Endgame. But I was like, man, I kind of got choked
Thanos
up.
snapped
Like,
his fingers, you know. He was one of them that disappeared.
wow, really? Is that what it was? Oh, that's even more beautiful.
What was it?
That Thanos snapped his fingers and he was one of the disappearing bodies.
Oh, okay.
No shit. Wow. But I was just like, but I just said, was talking to the Chillins, and we were just saying, that as a creative, I mean, picture that. You know what I mean? Like, we're watching Get Back right now. I am anyway. And you're in the room
Get
with these
back.
songs.
Oh!
Yeah, with all of these songs being made in front of you.
Wait,
and you're
is that
like,
how are you watching that? Is it on Hulu?
Disney.
Yeah, I'm buying Disney. I'm watching that.
Dude,
tonight.
it's worth it. Totally worth it. But
fuck yeah.
But just that full scope, of your idea, birthing that idea, and then it touches people around the globe in a different way as some kind of emotional high point or a connected point in people's lives. It's astounding that a work of art like that can touch that many people in completely different, unique ways. I mean, it's kind of like, and as creatives, that's astounding to me.
Like
and here I got a little Beatles thing going on back here that I'll
yeah, perfect. And Spider-Man, it was that thing that just like it's world renowned in every freaking culture all around the world. Everybody knows
every culture. Yeah,
like
Spider-Man.
He was the first. That was the first Spider-Man enthusiast I ever met. This Texan.
Yeah, he was.
That
the
was
first
at the Pittsburgh Comic Con.
Yeah, that was so. Just so enveloped in the entire Spider-Man storyline and mythos that he was. I mean, I think it passed over into obsession. He was obsessed.
It was kind of obsessive. It kind of
Spider-Man.
creeped me out.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I mean, it didn't creep me out. It was just like, all right, man. Every sentence, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. And I'm 71% sure that we're not exaggerating when we say he would just occasionally come out with Spider-Man.
It was just like
I recall
Tourette's word.
I mean, I know we were drinking a lot, but I swear to God, in my world, he definitely.
Spider-Man.
He'd be sitting there, you'd be talking about something, and he'd be over and say, right, Spider-Man. Like, he'd be like,
did you just say Spider-Man? No, man.
What?
Oh, you want to talk about Spider-Man? Okay.
Maybe you said Spider-Man, and that's what you want to talk about.
Now that you mentioned Spider-Man.
Now that you mention it, though.
Now that you mentioned Spider-Man. Yeah, he's a genius.
Right.
K-Rock, remember that guy? Obviously, is that what she's talking about? No.
K-Rock's not here.
Oh, okay. What else? Media. I just watched the final episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was a fun series. I wish they would have continued it. But I can tell you this: that character that they were introducing, like right at the last episode. You've seen the last episode?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh man, I don't know if I could have taken even another episode of that character. Yeah.
No. Yeah, but Dave was looking forward to that.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a Invader Zim kind of character of annoying. You know what I mean? But Invader Zim is fun and all, but like a character that's all hyped up and all,
Grr? Is it a Grr character?
Grr, kind of. Yeah. Yep, kind of. It seemed like it. Just like a methed out little Japanime character person that wakes him up. But anyway, I saw the last episode of that. It was cool.
Yeah, we tapped out a little early I don't. How many episodes was it total?
9?
Yeah,
Nine?
Probably only
something
have
like
like
that.
a few more to go. I think we're on like 6.
It's fun. I really liked it. It was fun. 55 inches of fun.
Ooh.
Surround. Remote control.
It's a little much, that surround sound thing.
It's a little much, you said?
Yeah, like certain movies. Like Transformers is like,
Oh, God, I can't take that movie. That movie actually.
like things like Dune and Transformer and Star Trek are just like scientific
I can't do
sounds
Transformers.
filling the
Yeah.
room, like
Transformers.
ASMR stuff.
There's too much going on. The cuts, the angles and the cuts with all the gears going. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much, and the sound. It was between loud music and the.
It's like you're like, oh no. Yeah, I'm about to have a
Yeah.
seizure again.
Yeah, I always felt that Transformers actually it lost something in the way they did, like
The
the
transformations
yeah,
were
the
over. They were
transformation.
too much going on, and
Yeah,
they were just in and out, and all these gears and.
yeah, too many things were moving there, and
I'd like to point out that Slay, you just made a joke that you can make a joke about because you've actually experienced that before.
What's that? Which joke?
She's wondering herself. She
What
goes,
is it, ad hoc?
oh, she's like, you're like all this, like the visual aspects of it and all the cuts and everything. She's like, yeah, you could have a seizure over here.
Oh yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Well, you can joke about that. Like, if that
Did you have a seizure?
is it PC not to say that, like, if you not to joke about seizures, but if you had a seizure, maybe you can joke about it.
I think seizures are on the table for everybody to joke about. That's
Did you have one, Slay?
Yeah, I had a couple.
A couple.
Yeah.
Based
not
off of
fun.
visual,
It's, like,
I
not
can't
fun at
imagine it
all.
being fun. I remember doing what choke out pass outs and kind of
Yeah, the
seizuring.
pass out challenge. Oh my gosh. Kids are
Yeah,
so
ad hoc and I
stupid.
did that when we were in high school.
We like push on like the other person's chest or something, or I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was.
You hold your breath or like breathe in like super
Yeah,
like 30
I went into a
seconds.
seizure.
Yeah, he did. I was fucking scared for him.
Mm-hmm. But
I did it too. I'm so dumb.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a seizure, I guess, but it was my body reacting to it because in my brain, my dream that I went into was that ad hoc and I were wrestling. So my body was like
because I was probably
it was a dream.
in your neck. I don't know to pass.
Yeah, and then you guys were like I collapsed.
Yeah.
So you guys were all on me trying to pick me up.
Yeah, we
and
catch
that pressure, and you're in a dreamlike state, put me into a scenario of why so much weight was on me and everything. And so I was trying to move my body.
Wow.
From an unconscious mind. So it was kind of like a seizure, I suppose, to everybody else around me. But
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty scary thing to do.
It's a pretty stupid thing to do, I think is the word.
So dumb.
But tell me about your seizure episodes.
Tide Pods and stuff. So like mine is like a kind of like a heart condition kind of thing. So like I have atrial fibrillation. So sometimes I get like these really like bad heart palpitations, and like I would pass out like face first on the floor. It happened like 3 times. Like the first 2 times it happened, I was like around people, so that was okay. But like the 3rd time it happened, I was just alone in my apartment, and that was really scary. Like waking up like on the ground. Like I didn't know how long I was like on the ground. Like, I like kind of like busted my eye and chipped my tooth. Like
right.
It was a whole thing. But I haven't had
any idea of what triggers it?
I didn't know. I don't know. They had me in the hospital for like 3 days and running tests and stuff. And they were like, well, we already know what it is. And I was like, well, that sucks. Like,
well, that sucks.
Fucking doctors.
I was like, all right, whatever. So,
go to school for decades and they're still just guessing.
And they're just like, yeah, we're just going to have you go home. They
Good luck
sent
with
me.
that.
I had to like
Good
heart
luck with-
monitor for like a year and a half, but I
They
haven't
gave-
Good
really
luck with
had
that.
any
They
complications.
gave me a
with
free mouth guard and
What's
a
that?
helmet.
What thinners?
No. Or like soccer players use mouth guard. They gave me a free mouth guard.
Oh yeah, there's a mouth guard so you don't bust your mouth open.
Just wear this 24 hours a day.
You'll be fine.
It'll at least protect your other tooth from chipping.
They gave you some Invisalign strips.
Did they really? No. That's funny.
No.
Yeah, that never
Human
made it to
body,
the PC
crazy.
realm. Like you can't.
I never had a seizure out of him.
He will
You just got
eventually.
really fucked up that one time on your bike.
Oh yeah.
What?
She was wondering if you ever had a seizure.
Really messed up.
Who,
But there was
me?
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, were you riding a skateboard or a bike?
It was a
you were
bike.
skating on something. It was a bike.
Yeah, it was a
And you just,
bicycle. It was
like,
BMX.
Get on the road. Like,
Well, he was wearing
completely off.
his spikes. He is coming from baseball practice, and he was coming down the super steep hill, and Carl, who we mentioned earlier, and I were in the car behind him.
Yeah, the
and
monk
at the-
basically witnessed it.
Yeah, I did, and at this crazy super steep hill. That goes to an underpass, and the underpass, for those of you that don't know, or live in a country that has hills and trains, it goes underneath the train tracks. So it's a tunnel that goes underneath the train tracks. And it was in that tunnel that ad
Made out
hoc,
of pure stone.
pure stone, of course, especially
Hard
back
ass.
then.
Enough to hold up a
Concrete
train,
Gonna be heavy. So as ad hoc enters that tunnel at the bottom of this crazy steep hill, right? Like cruising, man. Like, dude, this hill. Whew. Another car was coming. So as ad hoc came into this tunnel, the car entered the tunnel on the
Not
other
quite
end.
Rialto, but
Oh my god.
And so ad hoc had to get closer to the wall. Got a little too close to the wall, and his handlebars scraped the wall, which immediately, that friction through his handlebars and
just
his
locked the
body
front tire and I just went over the handlebars flying.
into the wall.
I remember ad hoc telling the story that when he swerved, the first thing that happened was his cleats.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's why I was getting to the cleats thing.
When he swerved, his cleats slid off the pedal.
Because they're just hard plastic back then.
Right, so he slid forward and wound up coming off the seat. So both his feet were off the pedals, and he was just trying to steer with his hands and chest, which then made his hand, like he said, hit the handlebar, just grazed the wall, and then flipped,
Slammed him.
So this is all close. What happened, my feet actually went off the pedals first because I was trying to pedal, and it was just a one-speed bike. It was a one-gear bike. It was a BMX style bike. So I was trying to pedal, and because of the plastic on plastic cleats on plastic pedals, my feet went floop, and I came down on the crossbar, and I was still going like fucking 30, 40 miles an hour.
Loving this.
And I'm trying to get back up on the bike, thinking, how can I get back up on the bike? And then a car is coming for me, because I moved into the other lane of the oncoming traffic as I'm trying to basically push my feet back down so I could hop up on the bike without going over the handlebars. And so I saw the car, and I swerved, and that's what took me under the underpass, and I couldn't straighten it out in time. Yeah, the handlebar caught the edge of the rock and just yanked like this, and then I just immediately went over the handlebars flying. It's pretty much the last thing I remember.
See, I imagine everything. I imagine everything up to the handlebar hitting the side of the wall had to be hilarious to see. Like everything up to that moment. Everything up to that moment had to be hilarious. Because just imagine what was going on. What was going on in his head when the feet said Whoop, and he went down on the bar, and he realizes I'm still going for
Waka waka.
like how Wile E. Coyote, and in his mind, in his mind, he's got to be thinking, I can pull this off, or was he thinking, I'm gonna fucking die? Like what was going? Like what
Probably
was
both
the,
simultaneously.
Oh, the thought process had to be even more hilarious than the visual because just the idea of what was going on in the head
Hey,
at
Ad
that
Hoc.
moment.
All
He's your
real
friend,
time,
man.
It's all real time. And like, I think I sometimes will wonder if I would have thought harder about that I would get through this, then maybe my handlebar wouldn't have caught that wall.
Right?
But there's a
But
point of
you're like
impact.
scared in that moment, aren't you?
Well, there's just like there's a point of imminent demise where you you have to accept the
Imminent.
reality. And in that moment, in that split second moment of accepting your demise,
You die, but you're like, oh, this is the day I
you can
die.
only hope it then switches to how to minimize the damage. And so as I was going over the handlebars, I knew I didn't want to impact my head, so I barrel rolled so that I would come down on my back.
Your T-shirt. I remember your
And that's how I
T-shirt.
shredded my T-shirt. Yeah, my
You
T-shirt.
held on to that for a while. You kept it for a while.
Yeah, it still might exist actually. It's so small too.
It's your
But yeah, the
survival
back's just
t-shirt.
shredded off from me
Yeah.
sliding on the ground, on the ground, probably 40 feet.
JM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh.
But that was it. And then I was surprised to wake up in a hospital with everybody looking around me, like with a scared look on their face, and I had a neck brace on, and I at first you're like, what did I just like? What happened? Like you don't know what the outcome is.
The hell are you guys
And
doing in this
everybody's like,
tunnel with me?
oh my God, he's awake, because I was
You're
out
like, wiggle
like
your
an
toes,
hour.
Adam. Wiggle your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out. Yeah,
Stop
exactly.
sticking my feet with a pin.
I thought maybe I had paralyzed myself or something. I didn't really know how that turned out. I just remember going over the handlebars and thinking how to minimize my impact on the ground. But you just wake up in the hospital and not really know what what it was, and somehow I just came out of it with some minor brain damage.
It's pronounced drain brainage, by the way.
Drain brainaged. I was a super genius before that. Now I'm just average intelligence.
My parents were also
average intelligence.
All right, 10,000 big room bucks. What is that a quote from? Whoo! And who is the genius writer that has gone on to do epic things for Netflix and different things? A writer. Anyway, that's probably, well, if you know one, you know the other. Still 10,000 big room bucks. That's a big.
Right,
that's a lot of. That's big.
That's a lot of
big
points.
boop-boop.
Yeah.
Boop-boop.
Blip blop blip blop blip blop blip blop blip blop.
Glip glop, glip glop, glip glop, glip glop. That's a hint. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
All right.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
So Ad Hoc and BB have had at least mortality moments, confronting mortality moments.
Oh yeah.
In both.
You mean coin flip moments in which you could have died?
Yeah, but there's that moment where your mind reacts to it, like, okay, this is the coin flip.
Yeah.
Instead of like in hindsight, it was a coin flip. Both of you guys saw the coin spinning around and were like, this is the coin flip. Here we go.
I have to say though, like, remember whenever we were in the explosion,
oh yeah, the flood. I remember that coin flip too.
Yeah, the explosion.
I do.
Oh yeah, the flood coin flip. That was definitely a coin flip moment.
Yeah, I remember being in plastic bags and being carried.
Oh yeah, the flood was a crazy
through
time,
the flood. Yeah.
We were just children. We couldn't have been like, this doesn't seem like a good idea.
I
But
probably would have went for it too. Yeah.
yeah, I know. It seems like it could have, but yeah, currents, man. Holy fuck, they're strong. But yeah, yeah, when we were in the explosion and time slowed down, I don't remember a time slowing down in that moment. Everything was like it was popping. Like I didn't go into slow motion.
I went
Or
to
if
slow
I did,
motion.
I don't maybe that was the part that got bonked out of my head, but it just seemed like very real time. And next thing you know, it
You
was like,
remember the time slowdown in the explosion, there, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
That-
yeah, I remember. I mean, it was like I visually watched the spark go, doom, doom,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
and then just a flash of light. But it was
That's what I
like
thought you were talking
it was amazing to me that we
No, I
all
think
saw that in slow motion.
he's saying he didn't have the slowdown in the bike crash.
Oh,
Yeah, in the bike
gotcha.
crash, I did not.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
What exploded?
Yeah.
What explosion you
a
say,
bo-
Princess Slay?
A bomb. Yeah,
Did you make the bomb, BB?
No, I did not. We've told you. Have you not heard this story somehow? It seems impossible.
Yeah, I think we've told the story in the last 6 months.
Maybe not. It's
I
Oh,
time.
don't
hey,
know.
Princess Slay and I are celebrating our 6-month anniversary.
Congratulations. That's
yes.
it, 6 months? That's
It's 6
awesome.
months.
Congratulations.
Yay!
That's a
Yeah.
lot of good living and loving in just 6.5 years time.
He
I got it.
little charm.
Oh,
Showing a little
Nice.
charm. I got her a little charm.
that's
for her,
charming. Oh, that's nice. Falls nicely.
The explosion was.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
And the reason that's all possible is that Ad Hoc survived the explosion.
In one of the other multiverses.
Right.
No,
Ad
Different
Hoc.
timeline,
at
this
least
is happening.
one. At least one.
This is the
one.
one where
At
my
least one.
consciousness resides.
Right.
Yeah.
No more fudge sickles.
The
We
other
were
one
in
just show
a.
up in brief glimpses of dreams.
Me, the monk, Ad Hoc, and one other individual whose path has gone a different direction. The four of us were together in a very small room next to a room that contained at least 2 corpses. And
This was in a funeral home.
It was in a funeral home. We were in the backstage area of the funeral home.
Of a mortuary, yeah.
Well, there's a workshop area.
He's
In which
getting
they
to
do
that.
the embalming.
There's an embalming room, and
A
then
lot
next,
of flammables.
and then next to the embalming room, there's a small workshop area where they make things like grave markers, like before the tombstone is set and all that. They make these little metal grave markers to put at the grave so they know, okay, this is where the body's going, and that sort of thing. And we used to hang out in that workshop a lot when we were younger. We would hang out back there and drink and make things and do whatever. And
Kid stuff.
the kid stuff. And this particular night,
Conjure spirit.
this particular night, we were there and I'm there. Ad Hoc is sitting on a gurney which has a body bag on it.
Mhm.
No body in the body.
No body
bag.
in the body bag.
Just an empty body bag. Ad Hoc is
Just
sitting on.
Ice-T's future band.
Yeah. And Ad Hoc is sitting on top of the body bag. The monk is directly in front of me on a stool. And then directly in front of him is the fourth individual who
We'll call.
we'll call Freddy.
Why don't we call him Burton?
Franny-O.
Freddy. His name's Freddy.
Freddie-O.
What were you going to call him? T, what was your suggestion?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. So Tim Burton is right in front of us. And Mr. Burton is, he's got a, now don't ask why, but he has a, a squeeze bottle like that you put like ketchup
Like out of
and
ketchup
ketchup?
kind of thing,
Uh-oh.
but different.
Like a diner squeeze bottle with a screw-on lid with a little spout on
Right.
it.
Kind
That-
of like that, but shorter and clear.
Yeah,
And it's filled up with black powder, about this
Yeah,
much
clear.
black powder.
Do you know what black powder is?
It's gunpowder.
It's
it's
gunpowder.
basically just, it's like
Oh,
gunpowder.
gunpowder.
Well, so he was making model rockets. so we were making rockets, and he got into making his own engines for those rockets, and that's how he got the access to the black powder.
And he
And
also was
gunpowder.
in musician and was doing flash pods
True.
Right, so
for
he
for
had a
like
little-
hair metal band kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
He had
heavy metal.
he had a case.
Flash pods.
But I think
A
it's why
flash
he had
pod
that
is like those
food bottle,
explosions
so
that go up on the stage.
Yeah, make fire, but
you
not
like
a lot of
these little
explosions.
M80, like these little rocket engines. You'd fill it up with black powder. I think that's why he had it in the squirt bottle like that.
Well, he had a case like a tackle box like for fishing, but the whole case was filled up with
Explosive.
explosives, like different kinds of black powder and
Wicks,
flash
and-
powder. Yeah, different wicks, different different chemicals and stuff. He had a whole bunch of different stuff that he kept in that box. And in the room that we were
Total
in,
Tropic Thunder.
yeah, totally Tropic Thunder. And in that room,
And we were how old?
14, 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
so
are
I
they,
was
14,
12,
15?
12, 13, 14,
12,
15.
13, 14, 15,
You're
somewhere
old
in
enough
that
to know
range.
better.
And
But that's okay.
yeah,
You're still
Young enough that we shouldn't have had access to this level of pyrotechnic explosives.
and alcohol,
Yeah.
although alcohol did not play a
But-
role in this story.
No,
Tim
it was
Burton was
the
rich,
afternoon.
and you know,
Yeah, Tim
God.
Burton is
Well,
right.
there was another large explosive cylinder in that room, right?
Yeah, well,
there
there
was
were
like-
two. There was the heating for the house was in that room, like the
How
actual
would the
you know,
explosion
heater.
go
gas-
off?
And well, that's
Oh,
a
we'll
good
get to
story.
that. Okay,
but
sorry.
right
But-
behind BB was these two 4 foot
Lockers.
Compressed air.
Yeah, it was like highly explosive.
They had lockers. They had these lockers where they kept tons of spray
Oh,
paint
I see.
canisters. There are tons of spray
Embalming
paint canisters.
fluid is flammable
Embalming
as well.
fluid.
Fluid. I think that's what was in the canisters, right?
No, the canisters was compressed air and propane. They used
Propane. Yeah,
propane
a
for
lot of
the
propane, right.
for the torches. So they would have these compressed propane canisters. That like if you opened it, it'd be like highly compressed, the air would come shooting out, like that. And so all that's in this room, and we're sitting there, and Tim Burton has sprayed.
No, and the room, it's not even to picture
No,
the room
it's
though.
not.
It's literally 4 foot
What,
wide,
like-
6
I'd
foot
say
wide.
about
It's a little
6.
more than that. It's about 8 feet wide total, but there's
With
8
the
feet wide,
gurneys and
there's-
the
there's
cabinets.
maybe
Right.
3 feet of floor space to walk through. But there was like 2 foot worth of a desk on the one side and another foot of
Right.
a
Not a big
canister.
space.
Yeah,
It
not a
was
big
small.
space.
was
You could
like-
really fill that space up with flammable gas.
You
pretty
could
easily.
easily fill that space up with 4 dead bodies. Like you
Yeah, that
could
was
fit-
just
yeah.
one day. That was one day.
Okay.
That was
So that
one
is what
day.
went on while I was at work. Yes.
Just on one
That's
random
some-
day.
Yeah, but we were there all the time. We were always doing stuff like that. And on this particular day, Tim Burton had taken a
Very
spray
good
paint
day.
can, and
Oh,
Tim
yeah.
Burton did this a lot, where he would spray a puddle of spray paint on the work desk, and he would just spray until there was a puddle, and then he would
And
light
then-
that puddle on fire, so
You're
that
so stupid.
the spray paint would just burn on the table, but the
Surface.
table wouldn't catch on
It
fire.
would burn for like 6 to 10 seconds. kind
Yeah, it
of
would just
thing.
burn for a while. So he did that, and as he does that, this particular day, he takes the squeeze container that has the black powder in it and begins to
It's-
squeeze.
Holds it like this.
Yeah.
He
Mouth
wanted
like
to
this, and he goes-
do a murder suicide. That's what
He's-
he meant.
Yeah.
So he would squeeze this black powder,
Little short burst of black powder.
and then little.
And the bottle's about half the size,
yeah, about half that
but it's
size, yeah.
filled.
and he squeezes it, and every time he does it, little
Into the
sparks
flame.
shoot up.
Sparks would go beep, 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 beep.
And Tim Burton is
Black
going.
powder.
And he's
Gunpowder.
going, look at that. Hey, check it out, guys. Check it out. And we're all sitting there, and all of us, the 3 of us, are all thinking, this is not a good idea. And so he's like, check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Gunpowder is about the granule of the black
Of
powder.
black pepper.
Gunpowder is kind of like sand.
Yeah.
It's like sand.
Yeah. And so after like the third time he does it, a couple of us, I don't know, I know I said it. Well, or maybe all of us, but we start going, yeah, Tim, that's great. Stop. Like that's awesome. Okay, yeah, that's fantastic. But we've
Stop.
seen it. We get it. It looks, yes, the sparks look magical. That's amazing. Great. Okay, stop now. And he keeps doing it. And then this odd event occurs where all of us, everything stops, everything slows down. And I can literally remember seeing one spark jumping, doop, 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 doop,
And into the fucking
going
thing that he's holding.
into the bottle, and he goes into the bottle that he is holding in his
Like
hand.
this.
Yeah, he's holding
He's such
it,
an asshole.
and the whole thing
It's
explodes.
just a big white flash
His
of white
hand
light.
exploded off.
No, that's
Wow.
but it explodes, and
Wish it
everything
would. No.
goes white. Okay, and it's the weirdest thing because it goes
like-
white, and I felt like there was enough time. It was just a flash, but I felt like there was enough time for me to go
Scan the room.
and scan the room and just go, there's just white everywhere. And then as it's white, then there's this
The heat
loud
wave.
no, then there's a loud bang. There's a white flash, then a loud bang, like a loud explosion, deafening, and then a wave of heat. Just like three distinct waves. Light, loud sound, and then a wave of heat that washes over all of us. And then, boom, they're all
And
gone
then,
at the
then
same
like
time.
everything comes back into focus, and we see Frankie like this.
Tim.
I mean,
With a stupid face.
we see Tim, and he has all his fingers, and
He has
we're
all
all
fingers.
like first of all amazed.
Well, first of all, the entire room is filled with a thin white mist. Like it's not even like smoke, but it's like the entire from the floor to the ceiling is just this white mist, just
Every molecule was
filling
affected.
the room with this white mist, and right, and Tim is there holding this bottle that I swear to God is blackened at both ends. Both ends are blown off.
Blown
And
off. He
bla-
blew the cap off the front, and the back of it was blown off, but the sides were
Somehow.
We're intact. So he's still holding it.
He's so lucky. He wasn't holding it like this.
so lucky.
Are you fucking
So
kidding
lucky.
me? That goes beyond luck. That's
Like
something.
beyond luck. Like he shouldn't.
Yeah.
He should have lost
Beyonder
either his hand
luck.
or at least one finger. At
Yeah.
least one.
At least a
But
digit.
not all of
Yeah,
them.
but no, he's holding it.
And no, nothing.
nothing on us.
He had it. It must have went right. I mean, his ear was probably ringing.
Yeah, but he,
It
I
was
mean,
so
and
close
he's,
to his ear. I
and
don't
he's
know.
frozen.
But we were in an
place.
entire room of explosives.
Yeah, the entire room. I mean, there was compressed oxygen, compressed propane, canisters in this room. This thing went off.
It
In
would have
some
set up the
other
block.
parallel universe.
It would have blew up the fucking block. The
Oh
neighborhood
yeah,
block.
that whole section. Yeah, it should have, and it did in some dimensions. I'm sure.
The building
because-
would have definitely
Some dimension you
exploded.
didn't find our bones.
Yeah, I still don't understand how it didn't.
In
this-
some realities, it did.
Oh yeah,
different
in
one.
some realities it did. Yeah,
Gosh,
but it was, and then
that's crazy.
and everybody was frozen. Yeah, we were all.
Yeah, and everybody was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
like we were all just like
Get out of
frozen.
here,
We're all
guys.
like trying to process what the fuck just happened,
uh-huh.
and somehow like none of us were hurt.
No, none of us were hurt or injured.
And then
And then we were just like, holy fuck, and we just started laughing because we
and
couldn't
then
believe what.
the father,
Oh yeah, then the
the-
father, yeah,
the owner of the funeral home,
yeah,
came downstairs.
right. He came.
There were stairs right there actually, that led from
Yeah.
their living. The second floor is all living space.
Yeah, well, there was a
Lush.
coffin view chamber, like
Oh,
that's
right,
at the
that's
top
right,
of the
that's right,
stairs
that's
was
right,
a
that's right. Yeah, you're right.
was a
What
cough in
just
the spray
happened?
room.
Hey,
Nothing.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that? And I was just like, Tim, you handle that, because
there's just like black mist everywhere, and you're just like, oh, nothing, nothing.
I don't know how to
You
answer
heard-
that question.
He heard the boom and left.
And felt
you
it.
know,
I'm sure he felt it. I'm sure he felt the, because it was right underneath. I mean, right underneath there, so he had to feel it.
Yeah, just literally, like, this is one of these moments in life where you definitely had to roll 20 on a 20-sided die, maybe twice in a row. You had to at least roll 120 and
Yeah.
over a 15 on the second roll. Like, that's a 2-roll fucking.
Yeah.
That's
It's
like,
That's it.
Yeah, there was the odds had to be slim. I don't.
fucking
For- I-
ridiculous.
I mean, he had to be holding that canister at some kind of perfect pressure to keep or there had to be a flaw in the
bottle's
base of it,
base.
in the base of the because the fact that all of the force of the explosion was apparently directed in two areas rather than outward towards any of us
Yes, and it's a circumference.
is unbelievable. I mean, if somebody would have been setting, it would have blown off their fucking head. If somebody has been setting behind it,
Yeah,
that
people like
that
that.
plastic base, they'd have a face with a perfectly round circular hole in it, because that plastic base would have gotten blown right through it. It would have been
And the
unbelievable.
dude was like this. I remember he was like,
Yeah,
and it was.
It wasn't
super-
far from his face.
no, it wasn't part of my face at all. No, no, it
It's
was
just crazy.
unbelievable. It was It was.
That's
it's
the
still-
moment.
Yeah,
But in that moment, like for all of us, like literally time slowed down. Like I was
Right.
looking this way and I saw the spark that jumped into the fucking canister and then everything went white. And we all saw that slowed in that motion. So
'Cause
either
we,
it
like,
actually
we-
happened in slow motion
like we
or
discussed
time
it. Like,
does slow down when you're
Yeah.
on the verge of some type of imminent death.
we discussed it like 15 minutes later after. We were like, did you see the spark? And we were all like, yeah, it was moved like so slow. Like I almost thought there was enough time to go, Tim, stop it. Stop the spark.
Or move the
spark-
bottle.
Yeah, or move the bottle to react to it in some way. Like it felt like there was enough time to do something.
Yeah, it was like Ant-Man vision, you know.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was just so, and the fact that all of us, even Tim, acknowledged, yeah, I saw it going. I just couldn't react to anything. That all four of us saw it the exact same way, and then experienced the light, sound, and then heat in three distinct waves. Is I mean, we were within the perimeter of the explosion. Is what happened there, because we were completely certain. There was no way. It was just white.
We were literally engulfed in a fucking fireball.
Yeah, it was insane. It was
Yeah.
insane. Yeah, it
Might have
was
been a fireball.
But like we all, it didn't singe our hair. I mean, it was crazy. It, like literally, nobody should believe us except that all three of us were fucking there and will testify to it. Like,
and the mist. I'll never forget the mist, because it was it was even throughout the entire room. I mean, it was
waves
just
of
a white. It was almost like, it almost seemed like chalk. It was like someone had been like beating a chalk eraser in the sky, in the air. 100 chalk erasers that created this perfect mist
Fog.
from
It's
ceiling
like a
to
San
floor.
Fran fog.
You know, and all the way
it's
around
so
everywhere.
ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous story, but
It is a
fucking happened.
ridiculous story. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous that none of us were injured at all. I mean, it's astronomical when you know that could happen. That we came out unscathed.
Yeah.
But yet here it is, and this is why none of us view time in a linear fashion.
Yeah.
That's correct. That's
And
correct.
this
Yeah,
happened in the early experience. This is
Yeah.
a pretty early
The
experience.
challenge, my kids and I talk about this.
Yeah.
That time is, completely
It
relevant.
was definitely a moment where whatever part of our brain
Oh, indeed, JM, indeed.
Truth.
Yeah. Whatever part of our
JM
brain.
had an experience, where time slowed down and such in her life, as well.
Was it around
Sliding underneath a trailer.
A tractor
Oh,
trailer
icy
in a
road.
car.
Mm.
As it peeled back the top of a fucking car.
How old was that? How old?
I don't know, JM, 20s,
She was
late 20s, I guess.
probably, early 20s. I don't really remember.
It was definitely a moment
We
where
were kids.
whatever part of our brain, whatever part of the human brain processes time for our existence right now. Yeah, whatever part of the human brain processes time in the way that it does, disconnected during that second, and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, this is a little closer to what time might look like
Right.
if you weren't so worried about how old you
All the
are and where
other
you live."
bullshit.
Yeah.
The shit that doesn't count. 74.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I was one.
Yeah, he was
I was
a newborn,
wow.
basically. Yeah.
Actually, I was newborn. Yeah, I was not one yet.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy.
That would have sucked if we could have grown up motherless.
All right.
Mhm.
In some timeline, we may have.
Mhm.
I'm sure you did in some
True.
timelines. All the timelines are out there, dude. They're all out there.
True.
Yeah,
Mad
it seems like that's the
possibilities.
case. And then, like, our consciousness just goes from different individuals
Decision,
within
choice.
all these different
All choices.
fractalized dimensions.
Yeah.
And it depends what radio station you tune into, essentially. It's like what vibrational pattern do you connect to the molecular structure, the resonance, as, energy, resonance, and what's the other one? Frequency.
Frequency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
frequency
Tesla says.
vibration.
The entire universe is based off of energy, resonance, and frequency.
Frequency and
And so
vibration.
each universe has its own resonance and frequency, like a radio station.
Yeah.
So
And
whatever
I
you
think,
dial
like,
into,
So, it's maybe one of those things where if you
Choices.
see things,
free will.
if you, do you see things in harmony or do you see things in discord? Because if you see things in discord, you're never going to have optimal outcomes, right? I mean, not never, but
Oh, yeah.
No, but those choices aren't yours anymore. You kind of tune into somebody else's pendulum. When you fear out, you just
Yeah.
fear out. You don't tap in. You just fear out. You're in discord, and the pendulum swings to somebody else's reality of vibration. You're along for the ride. You're a sucker along for the ride.
the thing is like in that moment, we all had the consciousness to go,
look at that place that princess is at. That's awesome.
this is happening. Princess.
That chandelier
Princess.
behind you, by the way, is crazy cool. Princess Slay. Look at that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks like a jelly.
I mean, that's like
It
like
looks like
30
a
feet.
jellyfish, she said. Yeah,
it does.
it's really cool. It's here in Pittsburgh. It is Rivers Casino. They're building a huge hotel connected to it right now. Place is gonna get popping. Princess Slay, you had some good news. She just went from part-time to full-time down there this week.
Oh,
She
really?
Congratulations.
She got a raise. Not a raise, but
Yeah.
it was a good lateral move, right?
Full time.
Are you happy about that? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right on.
It was a
But
choice.
They see
You know,
you
it
as
was a choice.
valuable.
Yeah,
is
they
what
see
it
her as
is.
valuable. They they didn't, because they fired somebody and she got full time. Somebody lost, somebody they said bye bye to, and
Bye-bye.
she got the which is amazing. Like, actually, it's
Out of how many employees too? Like they saw you as the valuable. Who's the lucky one?
That's nice.
Good job.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I'm tired.
That's because you're full time now.
Right. Full-time tired.
Full time tired.
hey, princess.
What
Are
Are
you
you
drinking?
I drink watered down Jameson now.
watered down Jameson. Oh, okay.
Jameson's.
How much are the
Right.
Jamesons down there?
$7 a shot, so I got a double.
But a double. That's good because you're an employee. You're right there.
No, I'm honestly not supposed to be drinking here, but I am anyway.
Oops.
You're not allowed to drink there ever?
I mean, like, I can't sit at the bar.
Ever?
I can't sit at slot machines at all. I can't sit at the bar, like restaurants. I can't sit at my bar.
You mean while you're in uniform or ever?
No, just like ever. Like they really just want you to come here and work and then just leave. Like even if I wanted to like see like a concert or something, I don't have to get like special permission.
That seems really weird. Like I would encourage my employees to come.
And because it's like because I work here, I feel like I should get like more benefits too. Like maybe even like a percentage off the drinks or something like that. But you know, it's like I'm like paying full price. Like I'm a customer. You know what I mean? So you should just treat me like as a customer. But,
yeah, I could see them saying,
"Yeah,
you can't play the games." I could see that. I could see there being some sort of appearance of impropriety if you actually hit something,
right?
And they were like, "Wait a minute!"
Like they always say, like not only can you not win, but no member of your family can win the grand prize type thing.
Right? Yeah.
But just drinking, like what
if I
the fuck?
down to the bar, I'd be like,
yeah.
Except, like,
yeah,
no.
so I'm just sitting like in the drum bar area. There's like a few seats and stuff. Yeah.
You're being discreet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna come scoop you here momentarily, so don't you worry too much.
Scooping and pooping.
It's actually we're on our 9-minute countdown here.
Truth. Or less.
Yeah, we went long. BB, you made it.
I did. Well, I had the ugly water, and I also had a double perk up tablet earlier.
Wow!
Right at the start of the.
What is that? Is that vitamin? Is that like niacin and caffeine?
Like it's
vitamin B3.
Yeah, B3,
B12,
vitamin C.
Oh wow!
Yeah, B3, vitamin C, caffeine. Yeah, and I take two. I just take two of them and chew them up, and they give you a quick.
Kind of a Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah, I should have brought it with me. You're right. I should have brought some with me.
Hey, whenever Princess Slay got you drunk.
Yeah.
On James.
Yeah, she got the blame for that, but it was not on you, Princess Slay. That was not on you, girl.
I was like, what more? You want another one? You want another one?
Which is usually BB's role with us.
Exactly.
Like, drink, bitch.
I was like, one more? What's the more?
She BB.
I didn't do that on purpose.
She BB. She totally BBB.
I was lit too. Oh, we were drinking, talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Princess Slay. She's not to be trifled with when it comes to drinking. I'll tell you what.
No,
I would put Princess Slay head to head with BB on a drinking night, and in fact, we should try to manifest this in real life. Yes.
We should play a drinking game.
I have passed my prime, my friend. I have passed.
Not me. I'm past my prime.
I'm past my prime.
Not me. I'm past my prime. That would be a funny. You should do the John or do the Doc Holliday quote, but put your own words in it.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm past my prime.
No.
Edit in the past.
That would be fantastic.
You could do that.
Instead of just cut it out and put past. Like I used to do this bad voiceover edits. Not me. I'm past my prime.
Eat my socks. Socks is what they changed it to.
Yeah, shorts.
Yeah, they edited shorts. Too ballsy.
But
I want some Taco Bell.
The Taco Bell was closed. The girls over my tip. They said, "Go back the other way. We'll stop and eat at Dick's. Dick's is the place where the coal hang out. The flint the party and the flunk flop.
Posse to the
burger tent to big we walking twos. We getting dirty looks with the mother sucker cruise.
Whatever the rest.
My posse's on Broadway. So Sir Mix-a-Lot had an album before, I Like Big Butts, and I cannot lie. It was a swass. Don't you wish your boyfriend was swass like me? Swass.
He was trying to make a new word, SWASS. And it worked on us. We were like,
It worked on us. We had it written on our clothing and our thing. Swass. Our notebooks and
Stop trying to make
in
that
high school.
happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You guys didn't watch Mean Girls? Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna
Did
find
you watch
it.
Mean Girls?
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Yeah.
I remember that. I never really watched it though.
Yeah.
It was it was definitely had a female audience for that. Like if you were a girl, you definitely like Mean Girls resonated with you.
Welcome to BetMGM Live Dealer. All your favorite.
The girl in Mean Girls, that blonde, she actually died really young for some reason.
No, that's Clueless.
Oh, that was Clueless?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. We don't play rap music here. We play real music. You have to take your
So Posse, move ahead.
Swass. We all look kind of swass. The kind you want to meet. My posse's on Broadway.
There you go.
Seattle. He's from Seattle.
Oh yeah. The head nod.
I like that dance.
And their butts.
Rockman, yeah.
The rock man got them and their butts dropped.
It's time to get ill. All right. My posse's on Broadway. So that was Sir Mix-a-Lot before. He liked big butts.
I like big butts and I cannot. Bing, bing, bing. And that song, the longevity of that song.
What's wrong there? I like big butts.
Well, yeah. So what you were saying about how art, the impact of, you mentioned Get Back and the Beatles and certain art that's made that just resonates around the world.
Baby Got Get Back.
Baby Got Back is one of the sensational songs that somehow everybody
knew it. And I'm going to tell you something I've never told anybody else. Hold on.
Coming from the northern realms of Pennsylvania,
What?
Slay Dog.
Why are you so close to the screen?
Ooh, almost a perfect amount of time to take a leak and make yourself a new drink.
Yeah, that's what I do every week. But this week I actually watched everything, and it made me really happy. It's great. Great. Again, another great week of BB Rumble being on the clock and hearing the setup of the big idea going down through the shutdown. It's great comedy. Great comedy.
Yes.
It's very good. Everybody, welcome to the big room
After
dark. Princess Slay. Do it. There it is. There it is.
So, BB, did we hear your stories? You had the last story that you said that you just entered in this contest.
Yes.
I think we've done 3 episodes now where you haven't read that confession.
Yeah, I don't think you've heard them. Yeah.
No, and the last time you said you were about to do a voice recording, it was going to be online. Did you get that done? A voice recording of your most recently
Reading
read
for
story.
your Patreon.
Oh, I don't have it on Patreon yet. No, but I did. It is on the. I think I don't remember. I think she put it up, or she's putting it up this Saturday. I don't remember if she put up the reading yet of possibilities.
Okay.
Possibilities.
Bing, 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 bing. How long will it take to read all 3 stories?
Not all. 10, 15 minutes probably.
To read all 3 of them?
Yeah, they're only 1,000 words each.
Can we
I
do
don't know.
that?
I've got to spare a couple of dice.
Can we do that?
You want to do that?
I'll
do
it.
that. All right, BB, talk
And
about
everybody
your
watching. You can go to this address, patreon.com/blaslow, and he has a thing where you can. He's doing videos each week of updates for like $3 and like $6 a month. You can get access to a new story, or for $9, I think you get both.
No, it's just for $6 you get the video and the stories.
That's less than a venti macchiato at Starbucks. That's less than any martini in any city. I don't care what country you're from. Once a month, and you get an entire month access to BB's
all the stories that I put up, and
well, here's what I would like to do.
To support a creative mind that you've never of the likes of have yet to be experienced or read. Anyway, to support a creative, it's not much. It's pennies. It's just pennies a day. That was my what's her name? From Sally Struthers. That was my Sally Struthers.
For just pennies a day, you can support the creative mind of a genius.
I'm gonna go into my phone and listen while I go down to pick up Slaydom.
Oh, great.
So, are you ready?
Princess Slay's on the move.
Read for us. Read for us.
Take your time. I'm getting another drink. Don't move.
Slay on the move. Slay on the move. Slay on the move. Slay on the move.
Okay, wait. Let me get this set up here.
I'm gonna mute.
Ad hoc on the move. Ad hoc on the move.
I'm gonna
Ad hoc
put
on the
Slay. Slay, I want to put you on mute.
move.
Or you're gonna do it yourself. Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's
On the
definitely
ears.
your front, right?
Can I get the Dell 20 ounce?
Oh, sure.
Can I have a Dell 20 ounce?
Okay. All right. Are you? Should I begin?
No. Wait. Let me refresh something real quick. Hold on.
Mhm.
Do the lead in. Like tell the background of what's happening and introduce your Patreon again.
Oh boy! Oh
boy! Okay, you muted it. I think you're safe. Let me remove. There you go. Switch over here. Ad hoc, you good now? Do you want me to remove you from the stream overall? Over there? Can I do that? I don't know if I can do that. I don't seem to have the ability to kick you out. Oh, there you go. You're kicking yourself out.
Yeah, that should do it, right?
It looks like you're still connected on the. There you go. Now you're out. Now you're out.
All right,
These-
I'm mobile.
All
Princess Leia, I'm coming to get you.
right.
Why? Why are you coming to get me?
Why are you coming to get her? She said.
Well, why wouldn't I
I
come to
just
get
got another drink.
She just got another drink. She said.
you? All right, well, you got 10 minutes to finish it.
No, you can just stay where you are.
Yeah, she said just stay where you're at.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted. Looks like Slay signing autographs again. Boy.
All right, well then.
She just wants to live a normal life, people. Leave
Yeah,
it
it's like cooking that to me, man.
be. Autograph this, autograph that, sign this, sign this. I want a tattoo where you sign. Just want to live a normal life.
Come down.
It's gonna be wild.
But you here. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Stop tipping my tippings. All right, BB. Have you done the introduction yet of what's about to happen?
No, we're waiting to see the ad hoc kicks in, guys.
All right.
The introduction is essentially these are 3 independent stories, flash stories that were entered as 3 different entries into a contest, but all 3 of them together tell one overall story. So they can each be read as a separate story, but if you read all 3 of them, then you got a bigger story.
Now, I haven't experienced this yet, where it's back to back to see how they flow. I'm excited to see the true connection.
Sure.
Really nice to hear it. Yeah, really nice, really nice, really nice.
So, first story. First story is entitled The Descent. And it goes like this.
A little something like this. Hit it.
The Descent. Cobalt opened his eyes as he sat alone in this now dark realm. The only light was that which was given off by the souls he had harvested during the descent. He could feel the warmth from their fear and anger. It nourished him and gave him those few moments of contentment that he lived for. If this was living. He wasn't sure anymore if he qualified as something that was living. He wasn't even entirely sure who or what he was. From time to time, some being would scream, "It's Cobalt, run!" or something similar, as if they had heard of him before, but never expected to actually encounter him. But in the end, whether there was some vague recognition of him or not, the result was always the same. A civilization brought to its knees, and the last bits of energy from every life form drained away. History erased. He had done this across thousands of planets, or maybe entire universes. And while there were nearly infinite variables in each one of them, there was always one commonality. A belief that somewhere there was a higher life form, or enlightened society, which was much more advanced and had evolved past the concept of hatred and war. Cobalt had never found such a thing. It didn't matter if it was a single solitary planet, and all the life forms were similar to each other, or multiple civilizations, all of different colors, languages, and beliefs traveling back and forth across oceans, whether it be water or space or some other element or chemical. It didn't matter if it was stones and clubs or tightly focused energy beams. The fact was, there were always stones and clubs or tightly focused energy beams, and they were always used as weapons. There was always anger or greed or superiority, which created factions. There were always feathers adorning headdresses or medals pinned on shoulders, showing how many victories the individual had to their name. There are always warriors, and warriors always endure, even when they are no longer needed. A society which has truly embraced the concept of seeking enlightenment will, in most situations, still cling to their warriors, just in case some lower race tries to take something by force or needs to be shown the right way to live or the proper God to follow. The irony is that in those rare situations where the society focuses itself on attaining a higher peaceful form of existence, retires its warriors, and raises its philosophers to the positions of control that allow them to guide their people toward this utopia, it is inevitable that some other civilization comes along and deems them weak. Shortly after that, the only thing remaining are empty archways and ruins. The cycle then repeats ad nauseum, unless there is a reset, a cleansing so thorough as to return things to the time when the stars were first born, a time where a planet has a chance to breathe for a few billion years before the concept of consciousness once again invades its surface. The descent into history being erased. This was, Cobalt told himself, his purpose. It was what he existed for. It was why the universe had given him this hunger that was only satiated by the completion of the descent. He didn't know if he had been born or if he had been created at the same time as the universe. He had no memory of his parents, family, or society, or if there had ever been one for him. He had not even understood the concept of growing up until the first time he had drained the spark of existence from a young sentient. He still remembered how he had been fascinated on the difference between the energy of the young and the old, how time seemed to inexorably wash away that part of the life force which was referred to as hope or dreams. For a while, Cobalt had believed that perhaps this was the answer, and when he was taking a civilization through the descent, he would leave the young to recover and rebuild. He had thought that their higher ability to hope and dream would keep them from hating each other and build something that would exist in harmony with the universe. This was always a disaster. Those early times were the first and only age when Cobalt believed there could be some sort of balance between these beings and the universe. But as civilization after civilization disappointed him, he became convinced that he was, to put it simply, the universe's champion. Any one of these populations, if left unchecked indefinitely, would ultimately advance to the point where it could discover the base nature of the universe, the very core of existence. And when that happened, there would be no more resets. There would be no descent. There would be no second chances. They would attempt to manipulate it into something that they could use, and in so doing, would end any reality where the universe existed. So, as the light from the last lives in this history faded, Cobalt took one last breath before moving on to his next destination. He was certain this next one would be no different than all of the others. The civilizations on this next system had confined themselves to one small blue orb and had already attempted to exterminate themselves multiple times. Earth was certain to be one of the more boring descents. And that is the end of the first story. So hopefully Alhawk is still there.
I think so. Damn, that's good.
Awesome.
Oh, it's so good, BB.
So yeah, that's kind of a darker little story.
I know, but it's so beautiful because it sets outside of
Yeah.
everything that we are conscious of, and kind of it's the cogs inside of the clock,
Right.
if you will.
Yeah, It
It's
shows.
beautiful.
Yeah. It's an interesting take. I think.
Yeah, it's
I
one of my
like it.
favorites. It's one of my favorites. I love it. All right.
Second story is vibrancy. Okay, so vibrancy. All right, second story. Vibrancy. So, while there are theoretically infinite colors in the universe, Professor Tanaka said excitedly as he circled the infinity symbol on the chalkboard, the human eye can only detect between 2 and 3 billion of them. Despite the oppressive heat and humidity in the classroom, Bree smiled. Mr. Tanaka's color variations and their effects on magic class was the highlight of her curriculum. Even though every day more and more people believed the world was ending, it was inspiring to see someone exuberantly sharing knowledge about something they obviously loved. And this is the truly awesome thing about color variations, Tanaka said, turning towards the class and pointing over his shoulder to a bar graph of subtly changing hues. For every one of those fluctuations in pigmentation, there is some effect on the spell you are casting. Every single one, whether the human eye can detect it or not. Someone sitting in front of Bree raised their hand. Yes, Inspector Gadget, go. Tanaka was famous for giving his students nicknames, which were exclusively cartoon characters from the 80s and early 90s. Does that mean that if there are unlimited color available, does that mean that if there are unlimited colorations available, Inspector Gadget began? Precisely, Tanaka cut him off. There's an unlimited number of variations for any spell you learn. This is why studying color variations is, without exception, the most important aspect of spellcasting you will learn. He moved over to one of the dozen or so electric fans, straining to keep the air circulating in the room. If only we had more time to learn, he whispered more audibly than he had intended. Professor? Bree raised her hand. Yes, Shira, you have the power, Tanaka pointed at her. Does that mean that you agree with what some people are saying? That the world is ending? That Armageddon, the apocalypse, the descent, whatever you want to call it, is real and is happening right now? Tanaka raised his shoulders in the shrug of a man who had been asked a question that he honestly did not know the answer to. There are certainly signs that could be interpreted as such. He moved away from the fan. Our Earth seems to be descending into some sort of terminal event horizon. The climate is becoming less habitable day after day. Forget about year after year. The minds of more humans are becoming closed to not just reality, but possibility itself. And a mind that is not open to possibilities exists in a reality without hope. So then you think there is no hope? Bree asked after a momentary silence. I didn't say that, Tanaka said. Did I say that? Did you hear me say that, Lion-O? The professor pointed at someone further back in the room. No, I don't think so, a voice hesitantly answered. Despite the significance of the conversation, the room was unable to refrain from laughter. No, the professor clapped his hands together. I did not. For you see, my mind is open to possibilities. Indeed, it is filled with them. Some people see the universe as a dark, cold place, inexorably decaying. But I see it filled with a shimmering vibrancy, breathing color and life into the planets, the stars. Just then, the brief squeal of the PA system activating interrupted the conversation as a deep underlying bass sound was broadcast. It was quickly joined by the unmistakable high-pitched skirl of bagpipes. The students looked about nervously as Tanaka glanced up at the speakers. It's the perimeter alarm, he said. Shira, follow me. Everyone else, report to your dormitories. Scene break. What is it, Professor? Bree asked as they ran out into the courtyard. You tell me, Tanaka held open a small bag of very fine colored sand. Bree quickly dipped both of her hands into the sand, immediately placing each of her 4 fingers along the sides of her nose, wrapping her thumbs under her chin, while the rest of her fingers lay against her face and head. She looked into the sky through the veil of multicolored sand that floated up from her hands. What did you see? Tanaka asked. A presence, a consciousness. It hungers. Hungers for what? Everything. Tanaka nodded. Okay, listen. What I was just talking about in the classroom, this is it. This thing that is coming, it is the entropy, the decay of the universe. Like so many humans today, it doesn't believe in other possibilities. It can't see the vibrant reality that is all around it. We need to make it see. How the hell do we do that? Bree yelled as people ran all around them. Tanaka smoothly cast a wide arc of glittering sand above them. Close your eyes. Make a wish. Count to 3. Suddenly, there was no sound other than the impossibly calm tone of the professor's voice. Feel the sand floating around us, each grain reflecting 1,000 versions of its own unique color from the sunlight, painting 1,000 different realities within our mind. See the vibrancy of 1,000,000 universes, giving life to a countless single consciousness. Breathe all of it in. Live it. Bree could feel it growing within her. Laughter, sorrow, tears, joy, possibility. Tanaka whispered, now, show him. Bree opened her eyes, and it seemed like the fabric of existence imploded around her into absolute darkness for just a moment before exploding like a bomb. Bree was certain she could see infinite colors. As the colors faded and her eyes returned to a mere 2 or 3 billion variations, Bree realized that she was not sure where she was any longer. But there was a figure silently sitting before her. What are you? She whispered. I am the end, it spoke softly. I have always been the end. Then why am I still here, talking to you? The figure looked up at her, sharp cobalt blue eyes, the only feature visible from its otherwise dark silhouette. It exhaled, and a single word became Bree's entire reality. Possibility. That's the end of the second story. Yeah.
Damn, son.
What was the last word?
Possibility.
Possibility. Again, we were actually discussing this in an interesting way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Multiverse, a series of decisions of what radio station are you going to live and listen to as things explode all around you.
Right. Right.
You know, that's it.
Yeah.
You can't see possibilities, then you are part of a pendulum that gets absorbed into somebody else's something, which means your existence is a big nothing. There's a book called Reality Transurfing. If you haven't experienced it yet, please do.
Okay.
Please do. Yeah, it's about that exact thing. Being in tune to pendulums. So okay,
Cool.
next.
Cool. All right. So those are the first 2 stories. Again, both standalone stories, but when you read them both together, they make a slightly extended story. Last story is called Possibility. And here you go. Possibility. Possibility? Bree blinked, looking around herself. Less than an hour ago, she'd been in her color variations and their effects on magic class, looking forward to lunch at her favorite cafeteria stop, Tiny Cupcakes. But things got real fuzzy at that point. Where am I? You are nowhere, a voice boomed, answering her thoughts. The voice sounded aggressive, yet somehow scripted, like something from one of those awesome cult movies of the 1980s that her professor loved so much, the kind that flopped at the box office but still acquired a devout following. Bree looked around herself again. Everything was blurred and formless, as if it was nothing at all, or perhaps had just not decided exactly what it was going to be yet, except for the dark figure sitting cross-legged in front of her. He was solid, defined, and real, the piercing cobalt eyes staring at her. Fireworks went off in Bree's mind as she remembered everything. The attack on the school of magic she attended, her instructor trying to tell her what was happening, and the figure across from her explaining that he was, essentially, the end of the universe. That's right, hold on. I remember now, Bree spoke to the figure. You are the end. You've always been the end. And I'm still here because of possibility. But if possibility is why I'm still talking to you, why take me nowhere? I understand existence and the universe in ways beyond your capability. But it seems as if you may have something different within you. Now I am not so sure. I have no need for elaborate displays. I can undo your entire reality, or return all that you know to its present form, or give you paradise with nothing more than a blank. You didn't answer my question, Bree said defiantly. The figure sighed. In short, we are nowhere because you believe it is nowhere. No matter who you are, you always believe it is nowhere. But I don't. Not at all. You are the one who called it nowhere, not me. That was not me, the figure replied. Well, then who what? And I'm talking to whoever's listening. If we're not back by morning, call the president. It's all in the reflexes. A different voice this time. Not as aggressive, but brimming with confidence. Equally as scripted. Wait, that is from a movie. Big something and little something. From the 80s. Professor? Bree closed her eyes and whispered. Remember, Bree, this thing does not believe in other possibilities. It cannot see a reality where it is not the end. You have to show it. How, Professor? Well, you've already closed your eyes. Bree smiled. She began envisioning her lighting and releasing a luminary, making a wish and attaching it to the light as it floated up into the sky. Make a wish, Bree whispered. 1. She opened her eyes and saw that the previously stagnant, motionless surroundings seemed to be taking shape, changing colors, separating from each other, forming solid masses that steadily congealed into objects. 2. She looked at the figure across from her and saw him for the first time not staring at her. Slowly, he looked around himself. What was that look on his face? Curiosity? Fear? Awe? Bree smiled. She could feel it. Not just her wish, her speck of light floating upwards, but all of them. Those happening right now all around the world, and those from long ago and far away. She could feel her arms raising up at her sides as more lights joined hers. Even those that had not happened yet, and those that would never happen. The wishes of an entire reality filled the sky. She watched as the figure smoothly rose to his feet, turning his back to her as he looked toward the direction that was taking on depth and separation. Distance existed. The horizon formed, and along with it, the ground and the sky. 3. Bree's fists clenched as everything around them snapped into focus. A lush green surface, a clear night sky filled with infinite wishes, and a structure, a wealthy mansion, separating the two. I do not understand. The figure turned to watch as Bree floated off of the ground. If you have this kind of power, why show me this? Why not fight me? Defend yourself, your reality. Because you have seen all the battles before, Cobalt. It is all that you know, all that you believe to be real. But this, Bree motioned into the distance, this is the one thing you have never known. I have seen all of it before, Cobalt said, looking back at the imagery. Grass, rivers, skies of all colors. Someone's home, sometimes small, sometimes grandiose. The end is always the same. Not someone's home, your home. Cobalt stood frozen, staring at the picture before him. Of all the possibilities, of all the things I could show you or try to do to defend my existence, this is the one thing that you have never known. Your birth, your family, yourself. How can you judge entire realities if you do not understand your own? Cobalt blinked once as he realized that this was not just imagery, not just a picture. This was real. It was palpable. It was totality. This was his existence. He looked at Bree and nodded almost imperceptibly. And then he blinked again. That's it.
More.
So damn good, BB. Yeah, it's pretty
Good job, bro.
bloody genius, man.
It's
Pretty
really
genius.
And if you notice,
It's
you
nice
know,
seeing them together. Wow.
yeah, and if you notice,
Wow.
the last story ends. The very last thing is, and then he blinked again.
Right.
The very first
Blink
line,
into existence. Go ahead.
but the very first line of the first story is Cobalt opened his eyes.
Right.
So at the very beginning of the first story, Cobalt opens his eyes, and at the very end of the last story, it ends with him blinking.
That's very if you go into Hindu or Hindu mythology or whatever you want to call it. Is it who? Every time he opens his eyes, an existence is born, and then he shuts his eyes, and entire existence dies. And out of his navel comes who is it?
Brahma. That's Brahma.
Brahma. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's the dream.
Right.
Yeah, Joseph Campbell talks about it.
Oh,
it's in the Joseph Campbell interview with Bill Moyer.
Yeah, that's how I first learned about it.
Yeah, good call, Steve.
Yeah.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah, so there you go. And even though it didn't win, the contest, Angela did say she is putting it up for, submission as a trilogy in the Space and Time magazine. So that's
awesome.
Congratulations, man.
Great. Yeah, it's really great, PZ. Awesome job.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with them. Yeah. Thank you all.
Let's see if we can. Yeah, you're brilliant. Always known it. Again, like you were our first creative collaborator. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In one of the Upanishads, the Brahma-Vivata Upanishad of Indra, this god who is the counterpart really of Yahweh. He is the god patron of a certain people and of historical life and time with all kinds of rules for people to live by and that sort of thing. And there was a time when a great monster named Vritra had closed all the waters of the earth. And so there was a drought, a terrible drought, and the world was in very bad condition. Well, it took this god, Indra, quite a while to realize that he had a box of thunderbolts there, and all he had to do was drop a thunderbolt in Vritra, and that would blow him up. And when he did that, of course, he blew Vritra up, and the waters flowed, and the world was refreshed. And he said, "What a great boy am I." So thinking, what a great boy am I, he goes up to the cosmic mountain, which is the central mountain of the world. And so he decided he would build a new world up there, a new city, and particularly his palace was going to be a palace worthy of such as he. So he calls Vishvakarma, the main carpenter of the gods, and gives him the assignment to build this palace. So Vishvakarma goes to work on it in very quick order. He gets the palace into pretty good condition. Indra comes, but every time Indra arrived, he had bigger ideas about how big and grandiose the palace should be. And finally, Vishvakarma said, "My gosh," he said, "we're both immortal, and there's no end to his desires. I'm caught for life." So he decided to go to Brahma, known as the creator, and complain. Well, now Brahma sits on a lotus. This is the symbol of divine energy and divine grace. And the lotus grows from the navel of Vishnu, who is the sleeping god whose dream is the universe. So here's Brahma on his lotus, and Vishvakarma comes to the edge of the great lotus pond of the universe, and down he tells his story. Brahma says, "You go home." He says, "I'll fix this up." So next morning, at the gate of the palace that's being built, there appears a beautiful blue-black boy with a lot of children around him, just in admiration of his beauty. So in comes the boy. And Indra on his throne is the king god. He says, "Young man, welcome. And what brings you to my palace?" "Well," says the boy with a voice like thunder rolling on the horizon, "I've been told that you're building such a palace as no Indra before you ever built." And he said, "I've surveyed the grounds and looked things over. It seems this is quite true. No Indra before you has ever built such a palace." Well, Indra says, "Indra's before me, young man. What are you talking about?" The boy says, "Indra's before you?" He says, "I have seen them come and go, come and go." He said, "Just think. Vishnu sleeps in the cosmic ocean. The lotus of a universe grows from his navel. On there sits Brahma, the creator. Brahma opens his eyes. A world comes into being. Governed by an Indra, closes his eyes. The world goes out of being. Opens his eyes. A world comes into being. Closes his eyes. And the life of a Brahma is 432,000 years, and he dies. The lotus goes back. Another lotus. Another Brahma. Then think of the galaxies beyond galaxies in infinite space. Each a lotus, with the Brahma sitting on it, opening his eyes, closing his eyes with Indras. There may be wise men in your court who would volunteer to count the drops of water in the oceans of the world or the grains of sand on the beaches, but no one would count those Brahmas, let alone those Indras. And while he's talking, there comes in parade across the floor of the palace an army of ants in perfect range. And the boy laughs when he sees them. And Indra's hair goes up and he thinks, he says to the boy, "Why do you laugh?" And the boy says, "Don't ask unless you are willing to be hurt." And Indra says, "I ask, teach." The boy says, "Former Indras all." Through many lifetimes, they rise from the lowest condition spiritually to highest illumination. And then they drop their thunderbolt in Vritra and they think, "What a good boy am I." And down they go again. And then Indra sits there on the throne and he's complete disillusion, completely shot. And he thinks, "Oh, let's quit the building of this palace." He calls Vishvakarma and says, "You're dismissed. You don't have to." So Vishvakarma got his intention. He's dismissed from the job. There's no more house building going on. And Indra decides, "I'm going out and be a yogi and just meditate on the lotus feet of Vishnu." But he has a beautiful queen named Indrani. And when Indrani hears this, she goes to the priest, the chaplain of the gods, and she says, "Now he's got this idea in his head. He's going out to become a yogi." "Well," says the Brahmin, "come in with sit down and I'll fix this up. So he talks to Indra. They come in, they sit down before the king's throne. And
I think that's the point I wanted to make.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Sorry to go a minute or two longer. I thought it was going to, but it all ties together. But again, that he opens his eyes, he closes his eyes, opens the eyes, closes his eyes. And if you notice, it's what 4,332.
Yep.
Which is 432, which is 432 hertz,
right?
Which is the vibrational status of what our sun vibrates at, I believe. And I put it on every night as in our household, 432 hertz, right, as our house goes to sleep, so it vibrates at that. But also, there's great videos on YouTube about 432 and how it is kind of the shape and one of the building block numbers of the universe.
Yeah.
But it's also the cipher of our universe around the great year, which is where our universe goes around its center. It's not, how our planet goes around our sun. Our solar system goes around its center as well, and so that's a great year. It's called it's a Brahma. It's a Hindu as well. They've calculated it. That's one of the civilizations to study. That's one of the early civilizations. It's in India. So I can't think of it right now. A little too inebriated. But nevertheless, 432. But and that's when open the eye, closes the eye, and that's a cipher around the eye of our center universe, the one, the 12 around one. Which shows up in every religion. The 12. The pantheon, the 12 disciples sitting around the one, the Son of God, the Son of God, the 12 zodiac signs. It's the pantheon. It's always 12 around one. That's why in the United States, Northern America anyway, we have our clock broken down into 12, right? Instead of a 24-hour clock.
Right.
More universal clock. But 12 around one. It's a pantheon. Anyway, very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Cobalt.
Yes.
Yay. That was great.
Hey, welcome back home. I thought it was really cool, by the way, watching the Slay and the Ad Hoc. In two little split screens and then come together and then, back in the same place again. It was very, is that Guy Ritchie as well? Did Guy Ritchie do that? Always that kind of stuff? The split screen?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It could be.
Yeah, I like that. That was really cool. Liked it. And there they go. And then when they merge, the universe shuts down. All right. So 2 hours 44.
I'm about done. Yeah, I'm about done for the evening.
I am done. Thank you so much, everyone. This was another great episode.
We have seen them make it back home safe.
A great gathering, great information, great storytelling. Thanks.
I love you guys. Man. I mean,
really
I
thankful
just always
for
say,
this.
I feel so. I don't know. We're all vibrating into this universe that we're creating, and our minds have all stuck together over insurmountable odds and to achieve
And
great
multiple
things.
galaxies.
Like this view behind me right here.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And this view behind me right here.
I like this new world that we're creating together, everybody. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Until next week.
Until next week.
See you next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here all our roommates around the world in the big room.
Later, biggies.
I'm scarred for life, but I'm set for life, and I'm set for life, but I'm scarred for life, and I'm coming at you. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking psycho, fucking insane. That's the fucking chorus right there.
You nailed it,
That was
dude. You
good.
nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You visually transformed into fucking Joe Rogan. There,
You
dude.
did.
You fucking,
Oh, Joe Rogan. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you did. You visually transformed
That's
yourself into Joe Rogan. It was amazing.
All right, night, Bebop.